online.
There's a few of them.
Hopefully this article resonated with you.
No, it didn't. It resonated with no one.
No.
Doug, did it resonate with you?
No.
No. It resonated with Pete, and that's it.
Right.
I don't like the advice. Sounds like a girl you can trust. She just banged 2 dudes behind his back.
Well, now, in fairness, if a gentleman were to have an FM, which is the less popular, would that make that gentleman less trustworthy?
If he did it behind his wife's back, yeah.
But I believe she did this in their previous relationship, according to the fictitious letter.
I wasn't listening to all of it.
No, I had trouble listening to.
I tuned some of it out.
Now Pete has to come in and tell Iggy.
Well, I couldn't hear you. Okay.
So you could talk about it right, is what Pete said.
Well, I said I wasn't paying attention.
Tim McKernan, once a young boy attending St. Gabriel's in South City, with big league dreams and a lopsided head. But that head was full of hair back then, so you couldn't tell much. Anyway, who knew he would someday return to St. Gabriel's triumphantly as the host of a kick-butt trivia night that's all about the show he eventually created and finally brought to the big leagues. HD2 Radio. It's the first ever TMA Trivia Night, July 23rd at St. Gabe's. It's trivia all about the morning after. So if you know about Iggy's weirdo Hito obsession, or maybe how many days the dude from the poor part of whatever city has been suspended by Doug or whatever, this thing's right up your alley. Tables of 8 are on sale now. Ticket price includes food from Salt and Smoke and beer from Urban Chestnut, plus late night food from Uncle Leo's Pizza. A portion of ticket proceeds will go to Friends of Kids with Cancer. TMA Trivia Night. Get more details at tmastl.com.
I mean, what the hell is going on?
The Ryan Kelly Morning After.
KPN-TFM, HD2.
Collinsville, St. Louis.
Cuts of the Week are brought to you by Bertarelli Cutlery. Visit them on the Hill or online at bertarellico.com. Cut 1.
This is Tunnels Talty. He covers the SEC.
This is the best finishing line of all time.
I
didn't get to read it.
Is it on now?
It wasn't on before?
With Feinbaum and
All hell is breaking loose in the YouTube chat.
It's hard when we talk and forget about that.
Think how many takes to get spit because of that.
Cut 2.
I don't know if he's still listening. Say hi to my nephew.
Are you hijacking this discussion? We're talking about domes, what should be retractable roofs. Important conversation.
It took 1 second. Say hi to my nephew, Isaac.
What in the world is that about?
Just say hi to him.
Hi, Isaac.
There you go. He's in the car listening, so I just told my niece I'd say hi. Now let's get back to it.
Oh, for heaven's sakes.
My goodness.
Hey, Isaac.
What up?
Everyone say hi to Isaac.
Hi, Isaac.
There you go.
I hope you're happy, Isaac, for what you've done to this discussion. Man, we had a good one going.
We're talking retractable roofs.
That's exactly right.
I threw in an Isaac real quick.
Look at the weather out here. We could have, and we were all caught unawares because the forecast was hazy.
Correct.
I haven't got an email, Tim. When do we head down to Jupiter?
Doug?
Next week?
Ask Isaac. He seems to have all the answers.
Nice, Doug.
Cut
3.
Ox on, plowboy. Ox on, plowsy. Ox! YouTube, can't hear. Well, you're not going to hear any minute cuts with this ox sitch. Ox on, stoner. Can't hear the cuts. Ox. Ox, ox, ox. Ha-ha. Sound is off again. Can't hear anything. Ox. So this is a show, huh? Nothing like sound of dead air. I can't hear it. It'd be cool to actually hear the cuts. Ox. Not on YouTube, mullet. 1 GD job. Turn on the ox. Yo, ox plowboy. Turn it up. Can't hear anything. We can't hear. Ox, you nitwit. Quite a little production. Sound of dead air and Jackson the Hat Man juggling. Jackson the Hat Man.
Tim and Hatman.
For the love of Christ. LOL. Wow. What the hell? Ox. Ox. Can't hear it. Ox. Boo. Ox. Ox! Ox!
Oh,
it's like we're in a library. That's from Don Hoffman. That's Jackson's favorite guy.
Cut.
I'll leave it at the 4.
Joan Wandersey's birthday was last week.
Who the hell is Joan Wandersey?
She DM'd
Remember
me.
old Warson.
She DM'd me and said thank you for the birthday wish. She goes, I hear I'm still pretty popular on the show. I said, yeah. She doesn't listen, but other people do.
Jane Wandersey is
Gail Vulva.
Joan Wandersey.
She's pretty popular on this show.
We talk about her. I talk about her quite a bit.
Who is she?
She was my first grade school girlfriend.
Joan Wandersey.
I've never heard of this girl.
I haven't heard that name either that I remember.
We've talked about her a lot.
Gail Volva, sure.
Her Gail.
Well, you don't even have the name right. It's Hulva.
Oh.
Yeah.
Gail Volva is very popular on
Laura
the show,
Patterson.
but nobody even knows Hulva, which is her real name.
Laura Patterson.
And who did Gail Volva date in high school?
Butch Wax.
John Hamm.
Chris Bird.
Chris Bird. Who?
Why are we playing trivia with people we don't know?
Well, I've mentioned Chris Bird many times, who's now living in the U.S. Virgin
You think we remembered Chris Bird because you mentioned...
Rest in peace, I ride for Craig Bickle, or I don't ride at all.
Cut.
5.
Jesus, I hear typing. Ox, figure it out. 2 weeks in a row of this.
Yeah.
Ox, stoned Ox boy, figure it out. You have 1 GD job. 1 GD job. 1 GD job. Well done, fellas. 1 GD job. 1 GD job.
This is in 45 seconds of the
I just hear giggles and breathing. How is this so difficult? 1 GD job. 1 GD job.
Oh, God.
Look.
Do better. It's not on. My God.
Ox.
Oh, for the love of Pete. Do your job.
Do
like
I can't
better.
believe he was ever furloughed.
Cut.
6.
So therefore, you are uncuckable.
I'm uncuckable if there's nobody in that bed that I'm related to as far as girlfriend, wife, whatever. I can't be cucked.
You can be cucked.
No,
if you're
not
going
if,
out with a girl and somebody steals them in mid-date, you've been cucked, my friend.
I just said I'm not dating anybody in that bed. If it's just 3 women that are part of Beer Cat's story, I'm not dating any of them. I'm not married to any of them. If they let me watch them tribbing and they start making fun of me, I'm not getting cut because I don't know any of them.
Yeah, she's going, if they're looking at you saying, this is why we don't need guys, you guys are all small and don't know what you're doing, dude. You're getting cut.
No, that's just
hurts.
That's just being mean. It's not. I'm not being.
But that's a cuck.
That's what cucking's all about.
Lousy, I hate that hat.
Oh,
Am I cucking you?
Yes. Oh, gosh.
Well,
I'm
yeah,
sorry,
if
Plowsy.
you're pleasuring another gentleman while you're telling me
I'm
that
not
you hate
pleasuring
my hat.
anybody. I'm just sitting there.
But no, I know. But in this situation that we're talking about, there are 2 girls scissoring, making fun of you, and why they don't need a guy. That's
You've been cucked, my friend.
But I'm not related to any of them. I'm not dating any of them. I'm not married. I'm not a significant other of any of them.
I think you're getting cucked.
You are Elliot Ness and
I
Ian
don't think that's.
Cuckles.
I don't think that's.
Sean
I don't
Connery.
believe
Good or
it's a-
bad?
Good.
And those were the cuts of the week.
Tullamore Dew is one of the best known and most loved Irish whiskeys in the world. Founded in 1829 in the town of Tullamore and inspired by early owner Daniel E. Williams, whose initials live on each bottle to this day. As one of the world's top 2 Irish whiskeys, Tully prides itself on exceptional liquid quality. The original triple blend of malt whiskey, grain whiskey, and pot still whiskey come together to create an unrivaled taste and character like no other in the category. Tullamore Dew, Irish whiskey, imported by William Grant & Sons, Inc., New York, New York. Please enjoy Tullamore Dew responsibly.
Hi, I'm Ryan Kelly with thehomeloanexpert.com. In studio today with one of my favorites, Tim McKernan, the man, the myth, the legend. We're here at Hubbard Radio. I checked out the new studio today.
What do you think?
The wallpaper is fabulous.
How about that?
Man, that's like 10, 11 years in the making.
It really was.
One of the best investments, one of the best deals I've ever done. I've said that over a decade. I still mean that. But the good work that the show has done, the money that's been raised, the community, the culture, everything about it. I'm a TMA limiting for life, you know. I don't know what else to say about that, except if you need a mortgage, visit thehomeloanexpert.com.
Biggie's Restaurant and Bar has been a staple of the community for over 30 years and is serving your favorites like the steak sandwich, waffle fries, and so much more. It's not just the food that's rocking. With a full bar and patio, Biggie's is the perfect spot for lunch, dinner, and a little laughter. Biggie's original hours are back. Open 11 a.m. till midnight, Wednesday, Thursday, and Sunday. And 11 a.m. till 1 a.m. on Friday and Saturday. Check out the full menu at biggiesrestaurant.com and stop in today.
This is Tim McKernan. I'd like to tell you about a company I started just a couple of years ago and they still own. And it's called Sound Story. It's essentially a 1-hour interview that we do either in person or via Zoom with mothers, fathers, grandmothers, grandfathers. They come in and they tell their stories, education, growing up, and of course, family stories, the wisdom that they can share with their loved ones for generations to come. It's an audio heirloom. It's Sound Story. To learn more, go to mysoundstory.com.
Live from the Michelob Ultra Studios, KPNT-FM HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis. This is TMA All Day. Rise and shine, St. Louis. It's the Ryan Kelly Morning After on KPNT-FM HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis. At the Morning After STL on YouTube and on TMASTL.com with Tim McKernan, Doug Vaughn, Iggy Strode, the Plowboy, and Action Jackson.
7:07 in St. Louis. You are listening to the Ryan Kelly Morning After on 105.7 The Point, HD2, The Potted Plant, TMASTL.com, YouTube.com/TMASTL, and the app, too. You know, Doug, the app madness is over. We did not win it. Iggy is shaking his head. He is not happy about it. But kind of in a way, I did win.
Why did you win?
Because I get a cut of the cash from winning on 101 ESPN.
What? Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. You guys got, what, $14 a piece?
Well, you know.
So they got 100 people working over there. I was talking to Plowsy outside.
I actually said to Jackson yesterday when I found out we won, and I used the term we very loosely. But either way, I said, because he said, oh, it's chopped up amongst, I think, 13 people. And I said, I got to be honest with you. If I'm Randy Character, Michelle Smallman, Brandon Kiley, Alex Ferrario, Brad Thompson, Jamie Rivers, Anthony Stalter, Mike Ryder, Brandon Marsh, Matt Rocchio. Don't want to leave anybody out. I feel like I still am, unintentionally.
T. Diddy.
P. Diddy. P. Diddy works over there?
Tanner. Who is the producer for 11 to 2 with BK and Ferrario. I feel like it should be prorated based on the number of hours. I don't feel like we doing 1 hour should get the same as people doing 4 hours or 3 hours. You see what I'm saying?
They should get 4 times as much.
I agree. In principle, I think that would be the right thing. I don't think it should be divided equally amongst the people. I think it should be prorated, you know?
Well, I guess you could always give the money back.
But give the money back to the community charity.
Yeah, we
Now, how we're going to do that, I haven't yet figured it out, but I do believe in it.
Or just tip each one of them. Wander into their studio while they're on
Stand
the
Jamie
air
Rivers at 20.
and throw around a couple of sawbucks.
Well, I think we should have done that for this show. Prorated how many hours a week. Because this show only got to promote the app thing 3 hours a day.
Okay.
Iggy does have a point here.
ESPN got to do it 12 hours a day.
Wow, Doug, does Iggy have a point?
Man, we got robbed.
So let's take that by 4s and then see what the numbers come out to. How many downloads are we getting per 3 hours compared to per 12 hours a day?
There you go.
Nice.
So I'd like to have that done.
I would recommend walking into John Kowski's office at 10:01 today and
I think you actually
that case.
This is something
and I'm going
you
to watch at 10:01 when you turn around and walk out.
This is something you need to email Tommy on his vacation. You really need to dig in on this.
So we're all just hopping that.
Is he on vacation?
We're madder than hornets in here.
Is he on vacation? I haven't seen him all week.
He is.
Oh.
Plowhawk just said it.
Did he just get back 2 weeks ago?
Wow, look at this guy.
Oh, no.
Why are you pocket watching?
What are you
Vacation
doing?
time of
Pocket
management.
Pocket watching. What's that?
That's what Iggy's doing.
What's pocket? I never heard the term.
Oh, he's concerned with other people's business.
I like the
I'm not
term.
concerned. I'm kidding. Tommy can take
Stop your pocket
as much
watching.
time as he wants. He should probably get like 26 weeks.
Reminds me, I emailed Jennings this morning. I was going to text him, but I'm like, texting somebody who I know isn't up. Well, I don't know is up. I text you guys whenever, early in the morning, but Jennings, to see what his availability is. Just to come in general, but also when me and the Plowhawk will be in the Hamptons together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't believe we both were able to buy a place right next to each other.
We were. Yep, Doug.
You were.
Yep. Southampton. Can't get
Now
Northampton.
that Epstein doesn't need his place there.
That's the one we got. That's the lot we got.
We tore it down, though. We built new.
Yep.
You did.
We did. We have a new place in the Hamptons.
Bigger homes than what were there originally.
That's correct. That's actually correct. Yeah. Once you get HD2, we kind of like, okay,
Yeah.
now we can start buying in the Hamptons.
Right.
Did I remember somebody did buy that and they're going to tear it down and just...
I know I've said this before on the radio, which should be the title of the show at this point. But Anna Marie and I, we had dinner in downtown West Palm, and right across, that's where the other world is. It's like going from coach to first class. You cross that bridge, and it's just a totally different world into Palm Beach. And right when you get, onto that island, which isn't a big island, you make a right turn and another right turn, and that is where his place was. And it was sitting there, but it was like, I don't know, taped off because they were going to destroy it. So that was, I guess, in 2021, and I would imagine it's gone now, and somebody bought the lot and built a new $10 million home on it. But yes, and I would imagine they were just attempting to erase the memories of the Jeffrey Epstein estate.
You come from that house, you get over the bridge, and you see trailer parks.
Dude, that,
in where? Palm Beach?
Yeah.
West Palm?
Yeah. Like going over that bridge. It's like you talk about coach to first class. It's kind of like what you see. You see huge mansions, and you get over there, and you see shacks. I wouldn't say shacks,
there are
but
some, but not a lot.
Where are you talking about?
There are some.
Talking about?
There are some between Palm Beach and West Palm.
Well, there's just a bridge.
Yeah, but I'm saying you get to the other side.
Well, that's just downtown West Palm Beach is on the other side of the bridge.
But when you get in, you'll see.
Well, you get into a little more into West Palm. It can be different, so to speak.
Yeah.
You can get the Epstein Island for $110 million.
Is that the thing in Palm Beach was $110 million?
No, this is the thing in the Virgin Islands.
Oh, the island is now
the
for
island.
sale.
Doug, are you interested in going to the island? I'm not as liquid as I was since buying that place with the plowhawk.
Yeah.
$110 million. I think we can pool together.
I'm surprised
Well, you
it's
won
not
that
more
app
than
thing.
That is correct.
I mean, what is
Parlay that into an island.
What is the down payment on that?
10% probably.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would think somebody's paying cash.
Isn't it amazing? They put Ghislaine in jail for 20 years, and yet none of the pedophiles who raped these underage people are going to be mentioned, are going to be named, are going to be called out.
What is the reason?
Jail time. Because our Justice Department it's turned into a banana republic.
Mm-hmm. There was actually a UFC fighter that actually called out that same exact kind of sentiment there during a post-fight interview, I'm pretty sure. I don't think a lot of people were expecting that.
How could you not mention any of these names? How is that possible? How can we take anything that comes out of the Justice Department seriously now if they're going to protect all these people that did these horrible things?
It was Israel Adesanya who called out.
Thank you.
The media.
Thank you.
I don't believe I know him.
He was the main card fighter on Saturday.
Well, shouldn't a lot of people be calling this out? Aren't you outraged that none of the names have come out?
Well, I think the funny thing was during around the same time or right after with the Amber Heard, Johnny Depp.
You got every detail.
You got every word of that one.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, anything that anybody did, that was front page news.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I think that was the problem with that is.
Yeah. Why don't we know? Why aren't those people being prosecuted?
It's not even close to the same thing. But when Heidi Fleiss got arrested and went to jail, they never got her book and got all her Johns.
Well, it's one thing if you're overage.
Well, no, I said it's not the
that's
same
vice.
thing,
That's
but a
victimless.
crime's a crime. And if she's going to go to jail for it,
Well,
when you
crime
think
is
the
not-
people that
I don't think
paid
crime
for her,
is a crime. No, there's different layers of crime.
well, I know that, but the fact is that she was arrested and she had all these celebrities that she had sex with, and they paid for sex, which is against the law. They never went after any of those people.
Right. But again, those people were adults. The people we're concerned about were not adults, and some of them, they're not necessarily on their own volition.
Too big to fail, I think, is a good term to, they're too big of names.
That's exactly why we should go after them.
Doug, I'm with you. I'm just painting that picture of why there aren't.
It's just incredible. And
That's a lot of money and a lot of power, and with both of those items, you'll be able to conceal anything you want.
And how long until Ghislaine Maxwell commits suicide, shooting herself in the back of the head 3 times? That's coming, isn't it?
Apparently, they wake her up every 15 minutes.
Yeah, I was reading that article last week that her attorney had filed a grievance because she is sleep deprived because they wake her up every 15 minutes.
I imagine she would be.
Yeah.
Every 15 minutes for 20 years?
I don't know. I mean,
Really?
that's the trend now. I don't know if that's going to continue, but
Of course, you can't trust the guards there. We found that out with Epstein. That doesn't work either.
I'm a guard.
Because we're just apparently we're just corrupt to the core right now in this country.
Doug, but if you're a prison guard and somebody slides you an envelope to say, just don't be here at this time, no questions asked, I don't know.
Well, that makes no sense. There's people on death row that are a couple of days away from being killed, and they give them a physical to make sure that they're okay to be killed.
Yeah. And what last meal would you like? What can we get you?
I like
so
the
that you're
last meal
comfortable.
thing. I don't mind.
Why?
He's got a cold.
They murder somebody? Maybe a child? Is that, would you want the person who murders one of your family members to have a nice steak dinner?
I don't think the gourmet meal, I meant just eating a last meal. I don't mean ordering just some extravagant lobster tails. I'm not for that. I think a good meal before you go.
What the hell with that? If you're on death row because you committed some horrendous crime, you deserve nothing. but the same mercy you showed to the victim.
What if you pay it out of your own commissary money, though?
How do you have commissary money? From working, making license plates or something?
I don't know how they get it. Family members.
I don't know.
If you knew you were going to die, would you even have an appetite? I wouldn't feel like eating.
I don't know.
That's a take.
But they all
your
do.
thoughts
It's a
on the
good
take?
take.
314-881-TMA5, Engineer Design Facilities, text inbox 314-881-TMA5. That is how you can get involved on the radio program. Engineer Design Facilities, sponsor of our text inbox. You can call into the Steve Schmidt Kia of North County phone line 636-9004-TMA. Mr. Licks had a great call yesterday, I thought. I enjoy these phone lines, Doug. And then you can email in for our design, air, heating, and cooling email today, the morning after, at InsideSTL.com. The morning after at InsideSTL.com. That is how you can email into the show and compete in our design, air, heating, and cooling email of the day. I'd like to recommend Stratum Structural Systems. Iggy, are we going to deal with some rain here over the next 48, 72?
Yeah, I had moved in yesterday. A spot shower here or there, but for the most part, it was just cloudy yesterday. But this front's moving in that I told you about.
Doug, the fronty. Here it is.
Actually, a cold front, low pressure system. So we'll get a few showers today. Nothing major today, but then it'll move.
It's going to soften the greens, though.
Yeah, but then tomorrow, look out, it's like 60, 70%.
Ow!
Yeah, I got the match with Saturday.
Oh, yeah. Well, if you do deal with some waterproofing issues, make sure you call Stratum Structural Systems, 314-620-8153. Let them know you are a TMA listener. That's who I worked with, Matt Ford and Brett Groman. I recommend you work with them as well. And when it gets this hot out in the St. Louis area, it's a good time to remind you that it is important to maintain consistent moisture in the soil around the foundation of your home. Make sure that you're running the irrigation system or using sprinklers around the foundation to keep the moisture in the soil. This can help prevent the soil from drying out and shrinking, so much so that the house begins to settle. And, of course, if you do suspect that settlement is occurring, Stratum is here for a structural inspection to determine if anything additional needs to be done. Look for large cracks in the soil around the house, soil shrinking and pulling away from the house, windows and doors sticking on the inside, cracks in the brickwork, or tearing of caulking around the window of the house. If you see any of these signs, call Stratum today so that they can have them put an action plan in place for you. And remember, it is a free inspection, 314-620-8153. That's Stratum's number, 314-620-8153. Let them know you're a TMA listener, and you get $100 off your repair project with Stratum Structural Systems. Matt Ford, Brett Groman. It's who I worked with when we had a waterproofing situation. It's who I recommend you work with as well, StratumRepair.com. They're local in Chesterfield, Missouri, and Columbia, Illinois. Plowhawk, tell me about shaving your pubis.
You know what's funny is...
Well, how else am I going to transition? How else am I going to transition?
I like it, and I got shave day today. I put it on my...
Shave day today, Doug. Happy shave day.
Yep, got it. I woke up to my alarms, and then right after I got out of the shower, had a calendar update. It's shave day.
How often do you shave?
Once every 2 weeks right now. But certainly with the weather, I cut it down really thin so I don't need it as much.
Because you feel hot?
Yeah, taking control of your bush is important there, Doug.
Rip that off. New
These
t-shirt.
products are so good, you're going to show pride in your new bush-free yard. I'm reading this intro. I usually don't like to read copy verbatim. This is a delight, so I'm just going to give me 2 seconds.
Did you say bush-free yard?
Bush-free yard.
That's
it's a fact that you will have the best kept nutsack on the cul-de-sac.
Doug, this is in the copy. The man is reading in the prompt right
I am.
now.
Save big and be the most hygienic version of yourself by using the discount code TMA at manscaped.com. Get your lawnmower 4.0. Get your crop shaver. All that 20% off and free shipping. The crop shaver, Doug, you jack that sack up and you get down and dirty, nitty-gritty style on the underneath. That's called the undercarriage. But then you need the top coat, and that's where the lawnmower 4.0 comes in. Zzz.
Oh, different sound. Oh, God.
That's
that
me
sounded
weed
violent.
whacking that tuft. And you can do that with the Lawnmower 4.0. No need to put on the night vision goggles, Doug. It's got, like, headlights, so you can see even in, the dimmest of light. You can, it's waterproof. You can get yourself in the tub. Like I said, for me, I'm a, reverse cowgirl over the toilet.
No.
Not everybody is that limber, but it's waterproof, no nicks, no cuts. There's no, chafing, itching, no ingrown hairs, none of that. So like I said, Doug, get all their products. It's fantastic. Go to manscaped.com, type in the promo code TMA, get 20% off and free shipping. Manscaped, love you guys.
If I were to use these products, what sort of noise would I be hearing?
I like that.
That's for the
All I can tell you is I like it.
zzz, for that top area.
God, that's nice.
Yeah. They didn't ask for sound effects. I just gave it to them for free.
2 different pieces of gear based on the region.
Yes.
That's right.
And you need it.
Yep, you do need it.
You didn't know
So
that
today's
until you
shave
used
day.
it. Yep.
Okay.
Happy shave day, everybody. There is a new whiskey in town. Fistful of Bourbon's the name, and going down easy is their game. The kin behind Fistful spent over 100 years concocting the finest blend of 5 whiskeys this side of the Smokies, making it the smoothest bourbon your mouth will ever feel. This is the kind of complexity that can only be accomplished with good old-fashioned hard work and sound alchemy. And that's why Fistful of Bourbon keeps winning gold medals, blue ribbons, and whatnots at every fancy liquor competition from the Berkshires to Bakersfield. Get wise and pick up a bottle today. Don't be a damn fool. Please enjoy Fistful responsibly. Doug, the Cardinals won last night. They continue to dominate against the better team.
They didn't. They were drubbed. 3-zip. Lost 4 in a row, 6 out of 7.
Yeah, I got a bad link from Jackson.
Shut out 2 of the last 4 games.
Yeah.
Hall of Famer pinch hit last night with the bases loaded. 8th inning. Ouch.
Nolan Gorman for Albert Pujols.
Yeah. Man. That's got to hurt. I know Albert's got it in perspective what his role is, but it still has to hurt to have been one of the greatest right-handed hitters in the history of the game, and to have 2 hits last night.
Off Max Fried.
Yeah, and then to get taken out for a pinch hitter with the game on the line. That hurts. Not to say that it was the wrong move. I don't know if it's the wrong move, right move. I don't know. Gorman probably had as good a shot as Pujols did to get a hit there.
I would say probably better, honestly.
Yeah, it didn't work out. Well, you know what? We'll pull ourselves up by the bootstraps.
You think today's the
Back
day?
at 'em tonight. Yeah, it was shave day, so.
Oh yeah, they play better on
I suppose they'll be
shave
a little
day.
lighter. Yeah. Did you see where the bullpen has gone like 17 innings without giving up a run?
Now we're starting to feel it.
Yeah.
Cherry picking stats for
Uh-oh.
6 out of 7.
Well, that's a nice
Plowhawk's about to go after Bailey's.
That's a nice little stat.
Plowhawk's going to go after Bailey's.
What am I going to tell him? I can't watch your program?
You couldn't watch last night?
I didn't
It was on ESPN last night.
Doug, I didn't care.
Yeah, it was on ESPN, Plowhawk.
It could be in my retinas, and I still wouldn't watch them.
Really?
I'd somehow be able to look away.
Be in my retinas.
Why?
You're that anti-baseball right now?
I don't know why, Doug. I just don't know why.
Oh, well, some people like some things. And
Yeah.
some people like
Producer Joe said it. Producer Joe said it. He did.
Into fantasy baseball, just can't do the...
The Bleeding Anuses, the name of the team, the franchise.
Yep, looking up.
Oh, in absolute basement, aren't you?
Yeah, my team's horrible, too.
Yeah, but only 2.5 from playoff spot, so...
Is that really?
Don't give up.
I think the 8 makes it, yeah.
Yeah.
The Cardinals' record against teams above 500 is 18-25 for the record. They are now 44-40 on the season and remain 3 games back of the Brewers, who lost yesterday. The National League. I really would love to see the 3 teams in the Central that have decided not to participate in this year's season lose 100 games. It's certainly possible. I think the Reds are going to pull it off. The Pirates and Cubs are live, but I don't know if they'll be able to do it. They're currently 34-48 and 33-48. The Cubs.
They're gonna have to hurry up.
Pirates. So let's see if we can get them home, as they are officially now at the halfway point of the season.
Cubs are going to have to stop beating the Brewers.
Yeah, how about that? And then the Pirates beat the Dodgers. We're living in a bizarro world. So the Cardinals have lost 4 in a row, 18-25 against teams with a record above 500. To give you an idea of how that compares to the teams that I think most people would consider to be the better teams in the National League. Doug, your power rankings, the top 3 teams in the National League, go. Who'd you go with?
Top 3 teams? They'd be certainly the Mets and the Dodgers.
Yeah, and then what do you go with 3? Tick-tock, tick-tock.
And then I guess San Diego, maybe?
All right. The Padres are 20-22 against teams above 500. The Dodgers are 19-15 against teams above 500. And the Mets are 25-19 against teams above 500. There is no team in the National League Central with a winning record against teams above 500.
I guess maybe the Braves are right there, too.
I think the Braves might be, at this moment...
Playing
they've been on a
better than
heater.
anybody,
Yeah, they've been on an absolute heater. And now 15 games over 500. They actually have this 3rd best record at the moment in the National League. And the Phillies, they've gotten it together since parting ways with Joe Girardi.
Don't sleep on the Quakers.
Is there a reason that they're playing the Phillies on Monday? They're playing the weekend series and then the game on Monday. Is that a makeup game?
Doug?
I don't know.
Game.
It's just weird. They usually play a 3-game series on the weekend, not a...
I don't know.
Do the Cardinals make the playoffs if it ended today?
Well, let's look.
Man, who are they going to be fighting against?
Wild card.
San
Step on the
Diego,
local news.
Atlanta, Philadelphia.
They're tied right now for the third and final wild card spot, tied with the Phillies.
3 now.
What's wrong, Plowhawk?
There's too many teams
Oh, come on.
that make the playoffs.
I'm with the Plowhawk, actually.
I'm not saying 4 teams make it, but
We probably have different reasons for it, but I share it. It's like I feel like it's like we go to bowls around here. It's starting to become
I don't think it's anything even close to that.
well, I mean, it's not any close to the math of the bowls. I agree with you on that. But I saw the stat. I don't know if it was on. I think it was on ESPN last night. And they were talking about Ali Marmol could join some elite company, and they were showing the managers who made it to the playoffs at the age of 36 or before, and it was Leo DeRocher, Sparky Anderson, and I can't recall the other. And I'm going, Leo DeRocher did it when 2 teams went to the World Series, and that was the postseason. And I think Sparky Anderson was when there was an NL West champion and NL East champion.
Yeah.
So, it's...
No, that's a major stretch. That is. But would you rather have the Cardinals out of the playoff picture now?
Well, they wouldn't be because
2.5 more months.
A butt-ass division. But no, for a 6-month season, my personal preference is you are rewarded for that as opposed to what is kind of becoming a Stanley Cup playoffs in baseball where it's a crapshoot. Now, it's fun in the Stanley Cup playoffs from my standpoint. I enjoy it. But when it comes to the Major League playoffs after 6 months and twice as many games as the NHL or NBA, if you wanted to make that analogy, I don't like that it's become a bit of, the best team isn't necessarily going to win. I don't like that. That's where I'm coming from on it. But I understand where you're coming from, that, teams can be not, like right now, for example, if you were to pull up the standings, the Red Sox, if there were no wild card, would probably be out of the playoffs, even though they might be the 3rd best team in the National or American League, because the Yankees are so far ahead.
I mean, look at, in terms of, all the teams making the playoffs now, there's really no trade deadline. Because the only teams you can trade with are about 4 or 5 that are in the absolute barrel. Because everybody has a quote-unquote realistic chance. You could be 4 games out of the 3rd wild card spot. Granted, you could be 12 games below 500, but you could tell your fan base, hey, we're not going to, dump the farm and build for the future. We're almost going to make a wild card spot.
The Boston Red Sox would be a game out of first place in the National League Central, and both them and the Rays are 14 games out of first place in the American League East. Now, with that said, it should be, properly contextualized that the Yankees have won 72% of the games that they have played and are on pace, actually, to potentially break the Mariners record, the 2001 Mariners record for regular season wins. They're 59-23 at this point. And it's not like the Astros are butt-asses over there. That's a 53-28 team. So you have top-heavy. I feel like the trades are going to be focused mainly on teams in the respective central divisions. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if that's a coincidence or not, that you're seeing the better teams playing in the East and the West here over the last few years, or if it's just kind of the way that it's worked out. But because it's not like the Astros are on the West Coast, even though they're in the West.
I'm looking at the wild card standings. Miami is still in the wild card hunt. They're 3 games out of the last wild card.
Fight Marlins.
They're 2 games under 500. That's not horrible. Almost every other sport, if you're around 500, you're still kind of in the playoff.
Well, in the NBA, you got teams going below 500.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it's not like baseball's any different than the others.
Right, but my premise is baseball is different in the sense that they play twice as many games, and so that is different. And listen, one of my criticisms is hypocritical because I love the Stanley Cup playoffs. Love the Stanley Cup playoffs. Can't get enough of the Stanley Cup playoffs. My favorite postseason is the Stanley Cup playoffs. But we saw it with the Blues. They lost to an 8-seed LA Kings team. We saw it with the Blues when they won the President's Trophy. They lost to an 8-seed San Jose Sharks team. On the other side of things, in 2006, the Cardinals were kind of a average team throughout the course of the season with respect to their record. They weren't healthy that year. And then what did they do? They got hot and they won a baby or something like that. And same thing in 2011.
Right.
On the other side of it, the Cardinals were on the short end of the stick in 2004 when they were the best team in baseball, but then they ran into a red-hot Red Sox team. So it cuts both ways. It's not going to change. I can sit here and complain about it. It's going to cut revenue off the top line, so they would never change it.
No.
But, when you're looking at teams, I mean, theoretically, the Diamondbacks could go, we're only 6 games back. I doubt internally that's what they're saying. But, the Marlins, considered most likely a punchline, but by most casual observers, are only 3 games back of a wild card spot.
I know there's nothing you can do because you are where you are. But if you look at some of the, like the divisions, the Cardinals, they get to play the Reds, the Pirates, the Cubs. And then you got the Mets have to play Atlanta, Philadelphia, and then even their when they go outside of the division, you got to play the American League teams. The rival, they got to play the Yankees. The Cardinals get to play Kansas City. So it's really not fair, depending on what division you're in.
Well, but that changes year to year.
In 2015, the Central was the best division of baseball.
Right.
You had three near 100-win teams. Cardinals did win 100, and the Cubs and Pirates were right there at it.
Right.
It is, I would imagine, cyclical. That's why I was observing. I don't know if this is going to be a trend where the better players want to live in the quote-unquote more cosmopolitan cities. But you know, as we were talking about yesterday on 101, Goldschmidt, because some of the 101 people, and maybe some people in our audience, are worried that Arenado would opt out. I just don't think he would. Now, I could be wrong. I'm not saying I know anything. I just think for who he is and what I think he is, I think St. Louis is perfect for him. Paul Goldschmidt, St. Louis, perfect for him. For Giancarlo Stanton, not what he wants. I think it's a case-by-case basis. So even if the Cardinals are inactive relative to what you would hope for a team that's only a few games out of first place at the trade deadline, I'd be surprised if Nolan Arenado opted out. Another element to that is I don't know if he would get the contract that he currently has if he were to go back on the open market. But my reasoning is I think he's happy to be with an organization that he knows is going to be at the very least competitive and in a region that kind of suits who he is. And he's a baseball guy. He's not looking for, New York Post headlines. That's what do I know? But that's what I believe is the case with him. It's not like I know.
Yeah, that's certainly the indication that you would get. But as long as we want teams like the Cardinals to pony up and pay players like that, $30-35 million a year, you're going to have to be in a league that keeps as many teams in the playoff hunt as possible to keep interest up, to keep the fans up, to keep the ratings up. You just have to. If you're going to pay the players this kind of money, you need as much money coming in as you can possibly get.
Yeah, I think my one thing about baseball in terms of, how many teams make the playoffs, Cardinals are a great example of, there's certainly a need at starting pitching. You certainly have assets, young and veteran, that you can, trade and still have a really good team. But the fact that they can, I used the word backdooring into a playoff spot quite a bit, but there are 3 wild cards. So they don't really need to trade assets to get a starting pitcher to really push for a Central Division title, because you can make one of those 3 wild card spots.
So that's been a core part of the discussion I've been having lately on this. Is this year, unlike the previous years of 16, 17, 18, I don't count 20, and 2021, the Cardinals have a chance to win both the Central and a wild card. If you go back and you look at 16, 17, 18, they were around a playoff spot, but it was one or the other. It was either the wild card or it was either the Central at the time of the deadline. But they weren't really great, but they weren't really terrible, so they were in a weird spot. This year, they could win both. Whether they're a great team or not, they're only 3 games out of first place, and because both the Brewers and Cardinals will be able to feast on the Pirates, Cubs, and Reds in the second half of the season, they should be a tap-in putt to get into the wild card. If they don't get a wild card, that's a real surprise. So, with that said, if you know that you are a postseason team, or you have a semi-confident degree of certainty that you are, along with it's the final year for Molina, Pujols, possibly Wainwright, if you're not going to be aggressive this year, I don't know when you're going to be. And from my standpoint, I don't think the Cardinals have been aggressive at the deadline since 2009 when they acquired DeRosa and then a couple weeks later Matt Holliday. So, if you're going to do it, this is the year to do it. The problem is if you look at the best teams in baseball, they are also the biggest markets, or at least 2 of the biggest markets are there with New York, and L.A. And then you also have the Red Sox, and you would imagine that they're going to be competitive for players or pitchers. And you also then have the Astros, and they have shown willingness to be aggressive. It's now public information that they had acquired Bryce Harper at the trade deadline a few years ago, and then that fell through within minutes of the deal being agreed to. Point being, the price of poker is going to be expensive on August 2nd. I'm truly anxious to see how the Cardinals approach this, because they are a playoff team. They might not be a playoff caliber of team when you think of playoff teams and their greatness, but in 2022, they are a team that most likely will be going to the playoffs, whether it be by default or whether it be by, having some core players who are super talented and having great years. It doesn't matter. They are mathematically
likely to be in the playoffs. And so with this year in particular, bookending the careers of 3 of their core players from the last 2 decades, how do you approach that when you have a clear need? I am really anxious to see that one. So, for example, when the Blues had a clear need for a left-handed defenseman a few months ago, you knew they would make a trade. At least I felt like I knew they would make a trade. But with the Cardinals, I would imagine a lot of people are going, I don't know if they will. And that is the way that the 2 franchises and the fan bases view them differently. And I think that irritates Cardinal fans, that they don't feel like that the organization, when they have a shot, will take it. And I don't blame people for that.
Well, they can probably get in the playoffs with what they have now.
I agree with you.
But you're not going to go very far in the playoffs unless you have 3 big-time starting pitchers. And they got 2. They got Wainwright and Michaelis. I think you'd feel comfortable with them going. But beyond that, who would you trust in a big playoff game? They don't have that guy.
It's like making a trade. I mean, they'll paint that.
You'd love to have that 3rd top-tier starter, but it doesn't mean they're out there and available. But just because you want it, it doesn't mean there's some team willing to give it to you.
This Cardinal roster is set up to make big trades. I mean, I think they have 5 prospects in the top 100. You have 2 superstars. You have a definite need in a starting pitcher, and you have probably several teams looking to dump salary, looking to, game prospects, build up their farm system. There's a trade out there to be made. Yes, you may have to trade one of your prospects that you covet, quote unquote, but this is the year to do it, man. I've never seen a year more so to where you can win the division with relative ease if you had another ace in the staff. It's hard for me to justify throwing Vanderhagen and all these guys on a daily basis when you're losing 4 in a row and 6 or 7. Something needs to happen.
I'm sure they don't want to, but what ace are you going to get? Who's out there?
Doug, twiddling your thumbs, doing nothing just because you can't find a quote-unquote ace that fits your system, like that to me is not a reason.
Again, there has to be a trading partner out there. There's got to be a pitcher.
So you used to say it takes 2 to tango. I remember you saying that.
It takes 2 to tango.
So you're saying you're going to call a team that's in the basement right now, has a starting pitcher, needs a farm system, and you have prospects to give up, and you can't find, out of 31 teams, you can't find a team to talk to about a trade?
Well, I don't have all the names of players that would be available, but who are you thinking about? I would love for it to happen. I'm not saying no, they shouldn't do it. I'm saying it's not as easy as fantasy baseball where you just drop and pick up guys and shuffle names. There's all kinds of factors involved. There's got to be another team with a quality pitcher willing to deal with you. And I'm sure there's a bunch of teams out there right now trying to find that guy.
I was reading an ESPN article about who each team should either sell or buy at the deadline, and they said the Cardinals should get Tyler Mahle from the Reds.
Tyler Mahle.
That sounds like the kind of guy they would get.
Somebody from Ohio.
You took the word.
Usually Cleveland.
That's who they said. They said, obviously, it'd be great to get Contreras, but doubtful the Cubs are going to make that move to send him to St. Louis. So it seems like the Reds are hemorrhaging all their players away. Might as well see if you can grab one.
I think it's obvious. I mean, they're not going to add another huge contract with Arenado and Goldschmidt on this team. They don't like to lease players, give up prospects to lease a guy for a month and a half, 2 months. And they're not going to get rid of prospects to sign a guy that's got a $20, $25 million contract. So what do?
You have to do the leasing thing, and I know they hate doing that. And I'm not a huge fan of it either, but, if you want to go all in on a year, I think this might be the year. Yes, the Mets are dominant, but it's not like you can't beat them in a series with, 3 stud pitchers with Arenado and Goldschmidt. There's not a team that's going to totally scare you in the NL. Now, if you get to the Yankees, that's another thing, but you have a chance to win the division and go to the NLCS. I don't know how you throw Vanderhagen and these guys.
Well, they don't throw him.
Packy
Naughton.
He does not pitch.
Doug, I'm talking these types, the lowest of hanging fruit. They're rotting on the ground right now. And
Doug, Katie Woo of The Athletic.
Woo, Kenny Woo.
Has this story this morning, just posted within the last hour, as a matter of fact, about who might fit the role. A lot of our friends from the National League Central are surprisingly going to be selling at the deadline. It's almost like we could have told you that in April.
Yeah.
Luis Castillo, 26.1% strikeout rate, ranks in the upper half of eligible starting pitchers and is under team control in 2023. That would be the textbook Cardinal kind of move, although I would imagine he is going to be going as one of the most prized players. Jackson talked about Tyler Mall, Kyle Hendricks. Now, Hendricks just went on the IL, I think, or they
He's had a rough
skipped
year,
a start.
too. He's had a rough year.
Minus
with the Cubs.
starts in St. Louis on Friday night. He has been, at least, he's had a wide delta on his starts. Some of them he's been great. Some of them he's dreadful. Frankie Montas, the A's, Kyle Freeland of the Rockies, Madison Bumgarner is mentioned here, and Katie writes, contract concerns are also a reason why the Cardinals are probably out on Madison Bumgarner, who signed a 5-year, $85 million free agency deal with Arizona in 2020. He'll make $23 million this season and another $23 million next season, and is due for $14 million in 2024. The two most logical targets on Jim Bowden's list are Texas's, Doug, do you say Martin Perez or do you say Martin Perez?
I would go ahead and say Martin Perez.
Okay. And Miami's Pablo Lopez, though both the Rangers and Marlins are closer to contending than most other rebuilding teams. So there you go. Those are some of the teams listed.
It's not so easy. It's not so easy to find guys that you're going to get excited about.
Who would the Cardinals shop? Katie Wu writes in The Athletic here.
Woo, woo, woo. Kenny Woo.
Alec Burleson is a top prospect with a valuable offensive ceiling, and given how the Cardinals' current roster is constructed, it doesn't appear St. Louis has room for a bat-first prospect that is limited to a DH and reserve corner outfielder. A rebuilding team looking for a young lefty power bat certainly would have interested in Burleson, but he alone is not going to drive any major deals. Trading for a top arm requires St. Louis to part with a top 5 prospect or a young up-and-coming star already on the Major League roster. Nolan Gorman and Brendan Donovan aren't going anywhere, but other teams will inquire about Liberatore or top organizational prospects Jordan Walker, Mason Wynn, and perhaps even rising slugger Juan Yepez. So there's what you got from Katie Wu this morning.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you can pull off a deal without giving up Yepez, Gorman, Wynn, and Jordan Walker, I think you have to call that a victory.
Walker is the only untouchable, but yeah, I would agree.
That Mason Wynn is really good.
Yeah, but
and Yepez is shown to be can hit in the majors.
Yeah, Jordan Walker is, I think, the 5th best prospect.
Maybe Miami will give us Alcantara back.
Well,
that's the one that, like, I think I was for that trade, too, so I can't say anything.
Yeah.
But just having him in that rotation would just change a lot of things.
But if you're going to have Edman around for a while, and you're going to have Gorman around for a while, where are you going to put Mason Wynn?
I think Gorman's the one you got to trade.
Well, I mean, it's been proven over the past couple of years that with Paul DeJong that you never know what's going to happen with such an important position. It's good to have more than enough good players in that position.
And they still have DeJong, too, that they're paying.
Right.
And they got Brendan Donovan, who's a pretty good player. So there's room to move somebody there.
Yep.
Like I said, this is the perfect situation for them. They're overloaded in the infield position. They have a need at starters. They have 5 top prospects, and they have guys in the major leagues right now like Yepez and Donovan and even Carlson, if you want to take that and go out there and do that. I think there's a lot of options.
Your thoughts are welcome. 314-881-TMA5. That's how you can text into the show with the Engineer Design Facilities text inbox. And, of course, you are welcome to use our TMA app just to text in, as many friends of the feather do. You just use the app, and you can text in and communicate with the show or specific members of the show using the app. You can watch on YouTube and participate in the chat. A lot of hot guys in there right now talking over. It is very naughty right now.
Is it really?
Yeah, that is very, very naughty. Email in for our Design Air Heating and Cooling email today, the morning after, at InsideSTL.com. The morning after at InsideSTL.com. Design Air Heating and Cooling. Oh, my goodness, is it important to be working with Design Air Heating and Cooling right now online at DesignAirService.com. Should your air conditioning go out here during this heat wave, make sure you go to DesignAirService.com. You click on the Book Now tab, and Seth Goldcamp's staff will be out there quick, fast, in a hurry, as they know quickness is of the greatest importance during the summer in St. Louis and air conditioning going out. That is their priority. That is how you can get in touch with them. DesignAirService.com. Doug is a client. I am a client. You can become a client working with the best, and the best is Design Air Heating and Cooling online at DesignAirService.com. Just click the Book Now tab when you go to the website, and a service tech will be out there to take great care of you, just like they have taken great care of us. It's Design Air Heating and Cooling, the official HVAC provider of TMA. Doug, the title sponsor of the show, his name is Ryan Kelly, and he's online at thehomeloanexpert.com.
Well, he's everywhere, and you know what else he is? He's fast. He'll give you that 10-day closing guarantee. The housing market has started to cool a bit, but inventory is still low. Houses are selling very fast. You need to be pre-approved today with the Home Loan Expert. They've got lower rates and low programs for almost everyone, and that 10-day closing guarantee. The Home Loan Expert will have you ready to close when the perfect home hits the market. Rates are been going up for quite a while now, but at the Home Loan Expert, the rates are a quarter point lower than the national average. The Home Loan Expert doesn't just talk lower rates, they have them. Don't hold off any longer on your cash-out refi. Visit thehomeloanexpert.com, home of that great 10-day closing guarantee. And if you qualify as a veteran, the VA loan program is the best option out there for you. You can buy a house with no money down. You can cash out refi up to 100% of your home's appraised value. At HeroLoan.com, they cover your appraisal and can close your VA loan in 10 days. Whether you're refinancing a loan or buying a new home, visit HeroLoan.com. It is the only way to VA. That's Ryan Kelly, the Home Loan Expert.
There it is. Title sponsor of the show, Ryan Kelly, the Home Loan Expert.com. Friends of the Feather active this morning, texting in to the show, excited about the show's content, as of course we all are here on the Ryan Kelly Morning After. Also very active in the YouTube chat. I taste my first uncut. He moans with joy. My mouth that's the slut. My tongue, the toy. Look, bud, my chest ain't no Kleenex. That's from Rich with nipple studs and a full bush.
Stop. What's that? Ribald conversation. Is that the word?
Is it ribald?
Ribald?
Tom and Aldi?
It needs to stop.
Tabby Berdoldied.
That's what they're saying. That was, who said it, Tim?
Rich with nipple studs and a full bush.
Okay, I didn't want to have to do it this early. Rich with the nipple studs has been suspended, and this won't feel very good. He's suspended a period of 2 days' time, and his name, as we speak, just got put into the STLTaxLawyer.com suspension log. That'd be Mark Milton to you and me. You have any kind of trouble with the godforsaken tax man, you call Mark Milton. Go to his website, STLTaxLawyer.com. He'll take care of you real nice like. You'll be saying, I'm not guilty. I'm with Milty. Rich with the nipples. Nipple clamps.
Nipple studs.
Nipple studs. I knew they were studs or clamps. He has been suspended a period of 2 days' time. And no, I don't reckon that it feels real good right about now. It shouldn't. It's meant to punish.
Punish me.
Yeah. Discipline. Discipline is the thing.
Plow Brewer, the trashing the Cardinals' mediocre players while thinking other teams want to trade a top-tier starter for said mediocre players. How am I supposed to keep cool with those kind of takes? That's from King Fupa.
Well, I didn't say mediocre players. I mean, I threw out 5 top 100 prospects, and Yepez, who's hitting in the major leagues. I mean, there's 6 options, none of which are trash. It's not like they're like the 8th best prospect in our organization.
What would you give up for this Tyler Mall character?
I've been told it's pronounced Molly.
Molly?
Yeah, I thought it was too, and then Jackson said that, and I'm like, oh, I guess I've been wrong.
No, I was wrong. Well, it's spelled M-A-H-L-E. I think that's Molly. But Molly.
What would you give up for that character?
Nothing.
Nothing? You'd give up nothing for him?
I'd rather wait for Steven Matz if that's what I'm getting.
Well, you might need both those guys.
Well, you're going to make a 5-game wild card. You only need a couple starters.
Well,
Molly has a 4.4 ERA this year.
Fight Cardinals.
We're going to have to get hot if we're going to win this, baby. And to get hot, we need some quality arms.
Got to get a guy with a sub-4 ERA, though. That's one of those necessities you need for a deep playoff run. That and J.A. Happ.
Usually the teams that are in the playoff hunt are the teams with the best pitchers. And so you're not going to get any of those guys. There's not a lot of really lousy teams with an overabundance of really good pitching. It doesn't work that way.
I'm just amazed you look at the stats, because I'm shocked when I see it, that the Cardinals are up toward the top as far as runs scored.
4th in the league.
I don't know how they're doing it. I mean, they get nothing out of their DH. They got guys hitting under 200, but yet they score runs.
Well, they got a guy having an MVP quality season.
Well, a guy named Tommy Edman getting on base all the damn time.
Yeah.
And Arenado's
having
first
a big year.
month and a half or 2 months is insane, too. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's not offense.
It's just been mostly a couple guys.
How do you score with no offense?
Well, I said it's not the offense.
Cats and dogs.
Oh, you're saying the problem isn't the offense.
Yeah, it's not the
Gotcha.
offense. Because I was going to say, I think we were all in agreement. I know I wanted Pujols here. I didn't know how he was going to do, but
I didn't expect this.
I thought it was great. But then you look at, we could have got Kyle Schwarber. What's he got, 20 home runs?
He's actually the 10th best player in baseball.
Yeah, he hits one about every night now. He goes on these hot streaks where you just can't get him out.
But it's not the offense that's hurting this team, so it's really...
Well, it would have been nice to have him as a left-handed DH.
Yeah, it would have been nice.
Low-hanging fruit, bro. Had a chance. We went with Dickerson. How's that dude doing? And now we're begging for a Schwarber trade, which you'd have to trade like 4 prospects for. We just paid him.
I would tell you, though, when you do dig into the numbers, that stat has been used as about the Cardinal offense is, it's not the runs. Look at where the runs have come from. And it would require really breaking it down and having a full-on nerd convulsion to enter it into a spreadsheet. But the runs have come from when you're playing the FCS teams in the National League Central. It would be, they've played 80-plus games, so to rattle them off. But if you look at their games against the better teams, and I guess we can just do recent history here, and how they've performed against them. So 0 runs last night, 1 run the night before, 3 runs the night before, 0 runs against the Phillies on Sunday, got 7 on Saturday, 3 against the Phillies on Friday. And then, if you look against where the runs came from in the series against Pittsburgh, they scored 23 runs in 4 games. In the series against the Reds, they scored 13 runs in 3 games. So, and then the series against the Cubs before that, they had 14 in 1 game, they had 7 in another game. So you kind of get an idea of how this works. Now, that would also apply to other teams throughout Major League Baseball. Of course, they're going to beat the weaker teams. The difference for the Cardinals and the Brewers is it's weighted because of the National League Central. So, logic dictates you face better starting pitchers, such as a Max Fried. If you're playing fantasy baseball, are you going to start your Cardinal players against Max Fried, or are you going to go a different option? It's just like, that's logic. That's not a deep dive. But because the Cardinals get to play these teams, is it 19 times or 18 times?
Plenty of times.
I think it's 19 because they have 57 games against those teams. And what are they playing the teams in the other divisions now?
Not as many.
It's changed like 3 times over the last 3 years, obviously 2020 being an outlier.
Yeah, I can't keep it straight. I don't know exactly how many times.
I think they only see them twice, if I'm not mistaken. So they're already done with the Mets.
Yeah.
6 or 7. Yeah. Yeah, 7. It looks like 7 because they're playing the Phillies.
Well, they play 24 divisional series, 20 interdivisional series, and 8 interleague series.
And as Iggy said, they get the Royals.
They haven't.
But hey, man, the Royals were a damn good team in 14 and 15.
Cardinals haven't gotten much offense from the outfield. Tyler O'Neill isn't close to the guy he was last year, and now he's hurt. Bader hadn't hit much. Carlson hasn't hit much. Yepes has been a nice surprise. He's hit. He's done his part. But most of the other outfielders don't hit like what you would want a starting everyday outfielder to do. They just don't. Haven't anyway. O'Neill did last year. But, that's a big bat missing from the lineup. I mean, he was a 30 home run, 80 RBI guy, hit almost 300. That was a big loss to not have him back.
Tongues feel good, don't they?
Hear, hear.
Well, they don't hit much. You're not going to get much done with your tongue as a major league outfielder.
Hope that off.
You don't follow it very closely, do you?
The angry old guy is not happy. I don't know who he's not happy with.
I don't know.
For years, the Cardinals have looked for left-handed bats. Let's trade the left-handed bat lighting up AAA. That's from the angry old guy.
Is that Burleson? Is that who he's talking about?
I gather that would be who he's talking about. Plowhawk 101, trash everything STL, and when doing so, add a little Southern twang. That's from Binky Barnes? Do you add a Southern twang? I didn't know
Stop
that.
with this Southern twangism.
I haven't noticed that. But
I've never noticed it either.
If I do, I apologize. I'll have to actually go back and listen.
Yeah.
Mr. Lick's very active this morning. He's a caller. Doug today, he's a texter.
Okay.
Yesterday's Pepper and Jeannie was an all-timer with the age-old riveting topic of if you could hang out with anyone dead or alive, who would it be? Iggy, that's an icebreaker you use in 3rd grade. My God. And you railroaded Plowsy again, of course. Be better. That's from Mr. Licks.
Well, who'd you pick?
Thanks for listening.
Who'd you pick as the people you're going to
I think I even prefaced at the beginning. I said, this thing has been beaten to death, this topic. But
you were out of topics. So that was a nice one.
No.
Who did you pick as guy you wanted to hang out with?
I said if you go back and read all the history of Marilyn Monroe, she was very lonely her last couple of years living in her bungalow in Hollywood.
So you would have comforted her.
I said,
Wasn't she dating the Yankee Clipper?
I said, I think I probably had a chance to bang her.
Oh, you think you would have? While she's doing Kennedy's and Joe DiMaggio, she would have stopped and made a moment for you.
But in the last few years, she was lonely and couldn't find anybody. I read somewhere where the last few days before she died that she was just picking up the phone book and calling people and asking if they wanted to come over and hang out with her. And people just thought it was pranks. That's not Marilyn Monroe. Goodbye. And she lived in a place where it wasn't like a big gated mansion. Because her maid said that when she thought something was wrong, because when she came to the house that day, she could see Marilyn's, before she walked into the gate, you could see Marilyn's bedroom window open. And she goes, she never had her bedroom window open. So, I mean, you can just see her house. So here's a lady that doesn't live in some huge mansion. You can just walk right in. She's trying to find friends. Just give a call. Hey, Marilyn, I'll come over.
Security wasn't a concern as it is today.
No, well, I'm saying back in that day, it probably could have banged her.
And I thought wouldn't have. She was Joe DiMaggio, the biggest sports star in the country.
She had already divorced him.
Kennedy brothers.
No, I thought that they were in a serious relationship when she died.
I don't think so.
No, they had already.
They had already, okay.
He still put flowers in her grave.
Right, he was heavily affected by.
Oh, he was heartbroken.
Okay, that was my.
But she dumped him.
Apologies.
The Kennedys weren't getting back to her. They were ignoring her. She needed some love.
I thought she was with one of the Kennedys just a day or two before she committed suicide.
But I think she,
quote unquote,
he just wanted out. I think he was saying, "Leave us alone."
And you're telling me this ain't a good topic?
Clip that off.
Who else is talking about that?
All the topics. I never would have thought you would say you had a shot with Marilyn Monroe.
Did you also say you had a shot with George Michael?
Well, if I was gay, probably.
Nice. Guys, is the goal for Pepper and Jeannie to eventually make the episodes so short that they are nearly non-existent? I listened to yesterday's episode and almost had time to walk to my mailbox and get my mail before it was over. That's from the wedding tackle.
13 and a half minutes.
Leave them wanting more.
Yeah, Plowsy.
You can't do 30, 20 minutes every time.
It was almost 15 minutes.
Especially with that topic, we broke it down.
Just wet their whistle and leave them wanting more. Who did you pick, Plowsy?
Yeah, what do you got?
Chris Farley.
Yes,
great pick.
Farley. Yeah. All right. There were some laughs.
Good morning's been. If you're out of topics for Pepper and Jeannie, have you considered contacting Prod Joe to book you a guest? Anyways, I'm putting together an intricate document detailing Plowsy's snick snacks on the back of a multiplication table flashcard. Could you give me a brief Plowsy snack report? I'll bring this index card with me to the next remote you guys have in the bread aisle of the Dollar General in North City for you to peruse. Thanks. That's from a Pattonville dropout living in Iggy's tent city for the underprivileged.
Oh.
Yeah, the snacks ish today is not.
What do you got?
I'm not feeling the best.
Oh, no. What's wrong?
Nuts.
A little clammy, got a little tummy thing. I don't want it to make it about me, so I wasn't going to bring it up or anything. But, yeah, not feeling the best. So, had my yogurt this morning. Got my coffee, and that may be about the gist.
Are you on the Vomcom, bro?
No, it's coming out the back door.
Spray
You're not going to have to get up in the middle of this show again, are you?
Not yet.
If you do, just let me know. I can come in there.
I'll give you usually I can give myself at least 15 to 20 seconds notice before.
I hope.
Gosh. Get yourself regular.
So the snack sacks will be very, I may just go home and eat some strawberries and
really
sit in a tub or something.
You want some Tums? I can get you some Tums real quick.
No, I've taken medicine. I've done the Tums. Me and you are always on the same page.
Really?
Guys, also yesterday on Pepper and Jeannie, Iggy reiterated his desire to take a Strappy from Robert Smith of The Cure. Thanks. That's from the Birthday Hawk.
I beg your pardon,
He
sir?
did at the end. Hammer
Strappy never came up.
No. Making love.
I didn't say that either.
very attractive.
Doug, would you like to make love to Robert Smith?
No, I'm afraid I don't even
Should
know
I put that up
who
as
he
a
is.
poll on the TMA
Yeah,
app?
Once you have that take, do you want us to go another 15 minutes? I think it put a nice cherry on top of a great app.
And we said, feel free if you have topics you want to discuss, feel free. But none of you guys even want to text in or
Now
send
you
us
are out of
emails.
topics when you're blaming the
Comment on
listeners
the
for
YouTube.
not
Well, quit-
giving you topics.
quit
That's
bitching.
That's
Quit
always
bitching.
my playbook when Tim's out and I'm running point. If the show sucks, it's on the listeners.
Yeah, quit bitching. If you
They're
want
not
something you want us to talk
providing
about,
Scooter's not happy now. The reason management gave you Pepper and Jeannie is to recap that day's show. You're supposed to talk about what happened on the show and expand on that day's topics. Not that hard. Thanks. That's from Scooter.
I'm sorry, Scooter. I didn't see you in the meeting when we talked about this.
Hey, Scoots
Were you
McGee.
under the table?
Yeah, dude, Scoots, do you want
Scoots.
us to talk about the Cardinals again on Pepper and Genie? Is that what's going to make you download?
This guy's mad. He's war
You
scared.
know
You
what
want
we're
me to
going to
talk
do today?
about Stephen Matz returning and Molly's war?
You know what we're going to do, Screw?
Come on, bro.
That's what we're going to do today. We're going to recap the show.
Okay.
Now, Plazzi, let's go dig a little deeper into this Cardinal trade they can make at the deadline. Who do you think they can give? We'll just do that and bore the hell out of you.
Yeah.
Not that this is boring, but if we go any further, me and Plowsy talking about, we will bore you.
Do you really think there's some people on their way to their jobs as accountants or attorneys or something feeling guilty because they did not provide content for some radio station?
Yes, and you notice how long it took us to take the recap out of the show.
How long?
The first time we brought up anal.
First day. Yeah. I said, it's not going to be a show
We're like,
recap.
wait, we're not wrapping anything up.
It's your own show.
And I'm the one that brought it up in the meeting. If I don't bring it up, we're not even doing this now.
No.
So it's not like the management wanted us to do this, but they agreed. They said, yeah, if you want to do that, that'd be great.
The podcast is called Pepper and Genie.
Right.
And it's me and Iggy. What are you really expecting?
Oh.
What up, management? But,
No, Tommy was all for it.
absolutely.
He said, what's going to be like? I said, we'll just come up with topics we want to talk about, and Plowsy now will just BS.
And now that you're out, it's on the listening audience to come up with them.
Well,
and if they don't, then that's on them.
No, if you don't want to help with topics, then quit bitching about the ones we do.
Plowsy, will you clip yourself off when you said, "What up, management"? I feel like that could be used in a lot of situations.
Mr. Licks needs to lick some bleach for assisting a hijacking. That's from the 314.
Was it hijacking?
I don't know.
The hijacking thing's getting old, too. I mean, the guy asked a question, we answered it, and that's hijacking?
Yeah, well, I guess it could be.
I want to get into the Scottish Open. What's going on there?
Doug, you're a big Timmy the Tickler guy, right? If I'm not mistaken, you're a
He's
fan?
a weasel.
He says, I'd love to hear more pornography talk, more Bush talk, how women are different now from the 80s, and more dirty talk like nipple-piercing pros and cons. Thanks, that's from Timmy the Tickler.
All right, fine. We're going Bush today.
Oh, come on.
We've talked about it, haven't we?
Only if you're talking about shaving.
Get ready to put two
Manscaping.
hands on the wheel. We're about to break it the F down.
This show or Pepper and Genie? Which
Bushes on Pepper and Genie.
Oh, Pepper and Genie.
That's what we're going to name it.
All right.
Yeah, we can break down Bush
Can you?
with the best of them. I've lived through all the eras. Full bush.
Why did he go Eastern European there?
Full bush. Full bush. Tuft. Landing strip. Nothing.
He's seen it all. He's been with them all.
There was actually a Tuft era?
Oh, yeah.
I imagine
that's the
Iggy at a
30s.
bar like, I remember the Tuft era.
The Tuft era is back now. Riley Reid.
I think you need to do more shows
Lexi Bell.
about
Dillian. They're all gone to the Tuft.
fabulous movie stars you could have had if you'd just been a younger man.
No, we don't
an
have
older
enough
man.
time.
You and Anne Margaret?
Yeah.
We don't have enough time.
Margaret.
I'm sure Raquel Welch walked off the set of A Million Years BC and was looking for someone just like you.
Yeah.
Guys, I would just settle for being able to actually hear it. The audio in Pepper and Genie is straight trash B. That's from Kakeem Olajuwon. Why would the audio be any different on Pepper and Genie than it is on TMA?
It's not.
The dude's a
I don't know.
douchebag. I don't know.
I could actually answer that.
There is an answer?
Yeah. Well, because I record the show back here, P&G gets recorded up there. There's a process that goes through.
Doug, there's a process.
This is very technical jargon, but there's a processing thing that feeds through here that levels everything out that does not do that in there. So that's the answer. So that's why the audio would sound different.
Doug Kakeem Olajuwon, engineer.
It's not anyone's fault. It's just that's the a cold hard fact.
Well, can't you set up a processing on every computer?
Yeah, can I set that up? I didn't set this up.
It can be set up though, right?
I don't know because I don't know.
It's just an equalizer, right?
No, it's a process. It's not done after the fact. It's done during.
Yeah. Okay. It's how the recording comes out.
I think I've listened to B&G. It sounds fine.
I'm a loyal B&G listener.
It sounds. I don't hear. I mean, I hear it, but it sounds more like QFTA because QFTA also gets recorded in that studio, and QFTA, both P&G and QFTA sound fine to me.
Well, I can't answer because I haven't listened to it.
Well, the content I know.
Our show. I've listened to QFT. I haven't listened to our show.
I'm sorry the audio is not good, but Mazel Tov nonetheless.
I can't wait to do 50 minutes about Bush and free agency. Strap it in, boys.
So today's Bush Day?
Oh, yeah. We're going naughty.
Oh, come on now. Come on now.
Naughty.
Yeah, let's cuss today. Let's really cuss and throw out really sexual terms today. Because we can.
Oh. That's not a real great reason.
Yeah, it is. We have to hold back sometimes. But on here, if I want to say the P word, I can.
And how's that going to improve the show?
Because we're just being ourselves and talking about sex and women, and body parts. We don't have to. It's the little tinkle part. No, that's what we want.
What was that? The little tinkle part. Is what I
raise your
heard?
shoulders.
The little tinkle part. On Mr. Licks, I think he's pissed because in my notes of P&G, it would just suck at Mr. Licks.
I really like that. I love the way Plowsy names Pepper and Genie. It's different every day.
You kind of like to spice it up.
What was yesterday? Pep to the Genie?
Yeah. Yeah, we like to keep the listeners and audience wanting more.
Pep to
I want
the
a lot
Genie.
more.
Well, you'll get it today.
Today's the day, you think?
I don't know if Plowsy came up with the topic.
Oh, yeah, we're going.
They blame me for coming up with everything, so.
Tim, why is no one answering the phone? That's from the 314.
Oh, I wish
Because
someone
they're
would pick
full.
it up. The phone lines are full?
Doug, no.
We never get a call.
Call in. Jackson's now on alert that there are calls coming in. This is not from Mr. Licks either. You have to think that this is probably like a 28-year-old, newly married housewife bored while her husband is trading stocks on the floor of the New York Stock Exchange.
Oh, really?
And she's got her Hitachi magic wand out.
Oh, for heaven's sakes.
And wants to be seduced by 5 guys on HT2 radio.
Yeah, or she's feeling guilty that she hasn't come up with more decent topics for our guys to discuss.
Or it's a guy.
Yeah, that's probably who it is. It's a lonely guy. In his rumpus room in Belleville, probably.
What is a rumpus room exactly? Is it just like a...
I think it was like a family room, isn't it?
I thought it was more like a den.
Yeah, man cave.
Tim, it's me, Johnny Cakes. That's from the 314. That's the guy calling in, Jackson.
It's Cletus? I'm right. I mean, the phone has to ring for me to answer.
Yeah.
636-9004-TMA.
This isn't an ET thing where I can use my brain and that's how I'll answer calls.
I got it a lot of times. That a couple of weeks there where I went places. I got it in a restaurant. It happens. It doesn't happen luckily much, but you know what? That time I took it. What did I do?
What is he talking about?
Taking the high hard one.
Yeah, the old high hard one.
Sound like a Rick Pitino situation.
Doug, I know a lot of people are sideways with Tervis Parrish. I feel like Mr. Licks is at war with him now.
Is he?
And he just wrote in, most obnoxious voice, adds no value to the show. I don't know what that means. I don't know who that was directed to. It could have been any member of the dais.
For sure, me. Gotta be.
Again, just veiled comments without any context. Who are you talking? Context.
Oh, 100% talking about me.
I don't know. I get it both ways. I have people that tell me. Well, somebody told me the other day, you got a great radio voice. And then somebody said, you sound so squeaky.
Really?
Yeah. Which one did you don't agree with, the squeaky or the...
No, I don't think of any of our voices one way or the other, honestly. I mean, Plowhawk has a distinct voice, but now apparently he's added a southern twang when he gives takes, and I had no idea.
I didn't know that either. I guess I black out.
I can't believe they went and picked up that guy.
Someone on 101 said I add a gravelly effect.
Nice.
Like I'm trying to sound tougher or something.
Well, you gotta be tough when you're dealing with those texters, I'm sure.
Yeah.
No, my problem is I've always been kind of a quiet talker. And sometimes I have to remember I'm on the radio and have to enunciate. And sometimes I just start mumbling. I'm just like, oh, come on, Doug. What are you doing? You have to kind of remember.
Good example.
It's the Munganess 7 o'clock hour, even though it's 8:13 in St. Louis. stlouisacura.com and altontoyota.com. That's Munganess, and that is who we recommend to you, the official automotive provider of TMA and the Tim McKernan Show podcast. Jamie Burkhardt, Clayton Patterson, and Peter Munganess. Doug, I'm gonna read this one because I get so many of them. I just go to my file here, and I got this one. Hey, Tim, just wanted to thank you again for the introduction. I met with Jason at Munganest, who made the entire process easy and pressure-free, talked me through all my options, and I could tell he had the best intentions for me and for my family. Picking up the car tomorrow, and I couldn't be more excited. Thanks again, man. That's from Dylan. I get those, I feel like, 2 or 3 times a week, so I make the introduction to Jamie Burkhardt via email when people contact me, and now they have a direct contact at Munganest. That's what I want to do for you. So email me, tmckernan at InsideSTL.com, and you'll be dealing directly with the people at Munganest, and now you have a hookup for a new car, for a pre-owned car, or to get your car repaired, even if you didn't get it from Munganest. It's Munganest, stlouisacura.com, and altontoyota.com. Send your emails in for our Design Air heating and cooling email today, the morning after at InsideSTL.com. It comes your way in our Maggie O'Brien's 9 o'clock hour at 9:45. And don't forget, TMA Trivia Night is 2 weeks from Saturday. Ooh, it finna be naughty.
Oh, will it?
Yep, it's at St. Gabriel's. And Urban Chestnut is providing all of the beer. Salt and Smoke is providing all of the dinner. And then Uncle Leo's, with what I understand will be 2 pizzas and an order of toasted ravioli for each table. So you got all the Salt and Smoke. You got like a buffet of Salt and Smoke.
Yeah.
And then you answer the trivia questions. You pick up who you're going to pick up and meet at the handball courts over at Francis Park. And before you leave, you have 2 pizzas and an order of toasted ravioli on each table. That's what I understand the deal is now in all of your Urban Chestnut. That's what we got for Trivia Night, and you can get your tickets at tmastl.com. See Doug in the flesh. See Ken. See the Plowhawk. See Jackson. See me at St. Gabriel's, where it all started, where Jack Buck and Bob Costas recruited me to the business.
They did.
And they saw the talent. They did.
They hung out at St. Gabe's.
Yeah, scouting for broadcasting talent. Yeah.
Or watching the basketball.
Yeah.
I'm going to be wearing boy shorts and a cute top. What will you guys wear at this trivia thing?
Negligee.
Naked in a dunk tank.
Ooh, Bill.
Okay.
Ooh, Bill.
It is a great school.
Yeah, but it's like the Pauley Pavilion.
Okay, I guess I shouldn't set up my shaving booth then.
TMASTL.com as we partner with Friends of Kids with Cancer for our very first TMA Trivia Night. It takes place on Saturday, July 23rd at 7 p.m. at St. Gabriel's, the most storied grade school gymnasium west of the Mississippi, at least as far as banners go. And then you can do, we ought to do top 10 best basketball moments at St. Gabriel's segment. Maybe that's Pepper and Genie. It's a Pepper and Genie time.
We'll break it down.
The top 20 moments?
No, 10.
It's like a
20.
fourth grader had a free throw. Well, there's one.
The buzzer
He'd been
beater
over
that never
18.
happened.
Yeah.
Cal Kennedy shut off the lights right before
Serious
that
charge.
Lose.
Serious charge.
Yeah.
Slander. I'm
Oh,
just warning
we had
you.
an electrical outlet.
Warning you.
Yeah.
Tim, how many
out.
pizzas do each of us get to take home for our families? Thanks. That's from Rob McClanahan, but my good friends call me Rue.
Usually they steal them 2 at a time.
That's what happened at Normandy.
Yeah.
Well, you can do what you want. It's your table. So if you just tell your other 7 players, I'm taking the pizzas, and they say, okay, take them.
Power move right there. Just go up to the table.
I bought the table, so I'm taking all the pizza.
You think some big old bear might say that? This pizza's mine. You guys eat something else?
I will tell you that there's going to be time limit on these questions. We're not going to be waiting for you people to get back from the buffet.
Oh. So you're already mad at the people that are going.
Hey, I missed that question. Slow down. I'm loading up over here.
Got barbecue sauce in my ear.
Well, they'll have it right there at their table, I understand, with the pizza, so maybe they don't
No, I'm
have to
talking
get
about
up.
salt and smoke. I don't know how it's going to be set up.
No, I don't either.
Doug, I had that brisket on Sunday night.
Did you?
So good.
I've got 2 categories done already, if you guys don't mind.
I sent a Plowboy category over to Jackson.
I did an Iggy category and I did a Doug category.
Did you? Should I check them to make sure they're correct?
Yeah, I'll bring
you
them. I'll
gotta
bring them in.
validate.
I'll bring them in. Yeah.
Guys, no BS. Plowsy in a dunk tank would make a ton of money. Thanks. That's from the 314.
I don't know
I wonder
where
if we can bring it. Yeah, where we set it up, like in the schoolyard parking lot, where we played fuzzball. That's right, fuzzball. Doug, that's fuzz, but that's baseball, but with a tennis ball and a cark ball bat is what you would say.
I think it'd be fun.
God, I loved playing that game in the St. Gabriel Schoolyard.
Did you have a whole team or just two of you?
Two.
Yeah. Throwing them real hard.
Yeah, and then we'd have games, like baseball games later that night, and we'd throw out our arms. It was great.
It's great for your hitting. It's horrible for your arm.
Oh, I loved it, though.
Yeah,
you want to go play fuzzball today?
Sure.
Sweet. In.
You ever play bottle caps?
No. That sounds like something from the 1915 or so.
That's like the Dust Bowl.
WW1.
I'm going to throw a bottle cap. So what if you hit it? You can't see it? It doesn't go anywhere?
Yeah, my dad used to play that down at Forest Park. Back where, and they may still be there, but they had just little bitty backstops, and it was a lot for corkball. But my dad's generation played bottle caps. They would just save all the bottle caps from the restaurants and the bars, and then just, and you used a corkball bat to hit bottle caps.
And where did it go when you hit it?
If it went in front of the plate, it's a hit.
If you just hit it at all?
Yeah. I mean, you
just make contact, it's a hit.
You can curve that thing. I mean, you can make it go up and down.
Okay, stop making the noise that goes with it.
It wasn't my game. My dad played it. Okay. My uncle played it. Just, I guess early 60s.
I just wonder, obviously you don't run bases or anything. All you got to do is make contact and it's
like
a hit.
wiffle ball. You don't run bases.
Does the trivia night feature benches instead of single folding chairs? The frump walruses have mud cutters that are oft mistaken for airplane hangers. Thanks. That's from the Dogtown Astro.
Yeah, it's an issue. We don't want a bunch of chairs or bleachers broken.
Imagine we're cleaning up the chair and they don't fold.
Come in on Monday and everything in here is splintered.
Somebody just said Woodland Iggy. What does that mean, Doug? Is that in reference to Gary Woodland? Is he on Iggy's team for the
that's
draft?
Doug's team.
I don't know.
No, he's up around the leaderboard last I looked.
Oh, was he? Yeah, he's on my club. Okay.
Oh, good for you. It's Thursday.
Well, yeah, I wasn't really peacocking about it. Someone texted it in.
Hey, Tim. Great story. Speaking of Rob McClanahan, I went to school in Champaign with the daughter of a Miracle on Ice player. I'm omitting the name. And this gal was banging my boy. Well, at the premiere of Miracle, she cheated on my boy with the guy that played her old man in the film.
Oh.
Classic and super hot. Thanks for covering Alcoholic from Belleville.
I'll be darned.
God, that would be tough.
Yeah. He omitted the name.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Playing the dad. Oh, man, yeah.
Yeah, well.
There's a lot of layers attached to that.
That's hard to believe. That's been, 42 years ago already? 42 years.
How about that? Mike Eruzioni's been on this show. Remember that when he was in spring training?
Yeah. Yeah, he's a good guy, too, isn't he?
No.
I talk to him once a year.
You do?
Why? For the last 9 years, he's donated a Miracle on Ice USA hockey jersey.
So you guys get on the horn and talk it over?
We used to. Now it's to the point where I'll email him.
Yeah.
And say, hey, Mike, our Megan Meyer Foundation Gobble Bowl coming up. You've been kind enough to donate a jersey every year. I was wondering if you can do it again this year. And he doesn't even reply. He just sends it. It just shows up in the mail, but he doesn't even say, yeah, it's on its way, or yeah. He just.
So what does he send?
A USA hockey jersey signed Mike Arizona, Miracle on Ice.
They're sick,
So
too.
sweet.
He's got unlimited jerseys down there?
No, I'm sure he buys them, and then he signs them. That's how nice of a guy he is. I'm sure he buys all these USA jerseys. He may have a deal, but he does it every year. But he doesn't even return emails now. He just sees it and he just sends the jersey.
Gary Woodland shot 600. Chipped in on 18 for birdie.
So is that leading?
I think Cameron Tringali is leading. He went like on a 5 or 6 straight birdie run.
I just saw 2 of my guys are over par.
Yeah, and you get to research them, too.
Nice, Doug. Bring it back to 3.
Well, it's Thursday. I had them all in the PGA Tour app, and they all disappeared, so I don't know.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I put all 12 of our names in there, and I got up this morning, and there's 2 in there.
Oh, no.
Doug Brendan Wu is in 6th.
Woo, woo, woo. Kenny Woo.
It's 3 under par.
What did Hatton finish?
I don't have that information. They just showed a leaderboard.
No.
I'm sorry.
He was a couple under.
Oh, do you call him Tyrrell or do you call him Terrell?
I don't usually say either.
I say Terrell Buckley. I say Tyrrell Hatton.
Tyrrell Hatton.
Yeah, okay.
Well, your thoughts on your favorite Tyrrells? 314-881-TMA5. You can also email them in the morning after at InsideSTL.com for the Design, Air, Heating, and Cooling email of the day. And call in. People are calling in like Johnny Cake, 636-9004 TMA. Steve Schmidt Kia of North County phone lines. We'll take a commercial break, come back with our appliance discounters, 8 o'clock hour. It is 8:22 in St. Louis. You are listening to the Ryan Kelly Morning After.
So, you don't have 7 friends who know everything about TMA? Oh, wait, you don't even have 7 friends? That's okay, buddy. Single tickets are now available for TMA Trivia Night. So go buy one and maybe you'll make a few new friends. Get a table of 8 or single tickets now for TMA Trivia Night, July 23rd at St. Gabriel's. Trivia about the morning after, hosted by the morning after. Ticket price includes food from Salt and Smoke, late night food from Uncle Leo's Pizza, and beer from Urban Chestnut. A portion of the proceeds go to Friends of Kids with Cancer. Learn more and make some new friends by getting a single ticket. And we'll try and put you with some people who know about the show. It'll probably be an but whatever. Find out more at TMASTL.com. Live from the Michelob Ultra Studios, KPN-TFM HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis. This is TMA All Day.
Biggie's Restaurant and Bar has been a staple of the community for over 30 years and is serving your favorites like the steak sandwich, waffle fries, and so much more. It's not just the food that's rocking. With a full bar and patio, Biggie's is the perfect spot for lunch, dinner, and a little laughter. Biggie's original hours are back. Open 11 a.m. till midnight, Wednesday, Thursday, and Sunday. And 11 a.m. till 1 a.m. on Friday and Saturday. Check out the full menu at biggiesrestaurant.com and stop in today.
Okay. Hot takes.
Yeah.
Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini.
And now the Pepperoncini Show with Darren Atkins and Ken Stroh. All right, take it, fellas.
There it is. That's the open.
Pepperoncini.
Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini.
We don't know what it is. We don't understand the name. We just know it's stupid. And it's available every weekday, featuring Iggy and the Plowboy. Apparently it's some kind of a podcast or something. Available at TMASTL.com and on the TMASTL mobile app. Whatever.
Doug Vaughn here, along with the home loan expert, Ryan Kelly. Ryan, I know you have been a longtime supporter of the military and trying to make things easier for them and more affordable for them to buy a new home. How's that going?
It's going really well. You know, I grew up in a family full of military. You know, my father, his brothers, I can keep going, but a lot of military in my family. I unfortunately did not serve. In my early 20s, I was doing other things, selling homes and getting into the mortgage industry. But then we sat back about 10 years ago and I said, what can we do to really help our brave service members and their family, our retired veterans, active service? What can we do? We can make the VA loan a lot better because the VA loan is one of the best benefits of being in the military. But the problem is nobody good was doing them. No one really cared about them. These banks were taking months to close them. We've changed the game on that. In fact, we close VA loans in 21 days or less. I personally pay for your appraisal and we can help you with all the VA paperwork. If you're VA eligible, let's talk about a refinance. Got questions about the VA loan? Ready to get pre-approved? Visit HeroLoan.com. That's HeroLoan.com, the only way to VA.
This is Tim McKernan. I'd like to tell you about a company I started just a couple of years ago and they still own. And it's called Sound Story. It's essentially a 1-hour interview that we do either in person or via Zoom with mothers, fathers, grandmothers, grandfathers. They come in and they tell their stories, education, growing up, and of course, family stories, the wisdom that they can share with their loved ones for generations to come. It's an audio heirloom. It's Sound Story. To learn more, go to mysoundstory.com. There's a new whiskey in town, Fistful of Bourbon's the name, and going down easy is their game. The kin behind Fistful has spent over 100 years concocting the finest blend of 5 whiskeys this side of the Smokies, making it the smoothest bourbon your mouth will ever feel. This is the kind of complexity that can only be accomplished with good old-fashioned hard work and sound alchemy. Get wise. Pick up a bottle today. Don't be a damn fool. Please enjoy Fistful responsibly.
Here's Action Jackson with 3 more ways to get TMA content.
Check out listener rewards on the new TMA mobile app. Watch the show live on the TMA studio cams. Find it at TMASTL.com. Get the podcast on the TMA app. Download it now.
Thanks, Jackson. It's the Ryan Kelly Morning After on 105.7 FM HD2.
I'm as moist as a freshly baked Betty Crocker cake.
The Ryan Kelly Morning After.
KPN-TFM HD2.
Collinsville, St. Louis.
Yes.
The Communards ever play in concert in St. Louis?
Are they alive?
Oh, I think so. I think very much alive. You would go if they were in town, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I remember the Ween brothers came to St. Louis.
Did you see them?
No. I think a couple listeners may have gone out to see the Ween brothers, but I don't think the Communards tour very often.
I think I would go if the Communards were in town. I think that would be fascinating.
We can check a tour schedule.
I would do that, yeah. See, Jimmy Somerville, is that his name?
Yeah.
Jimmy Somerville?
Oh, no. No, didn't happen.
Yeah.
Did it happen?
We're talking about would
You're
we go
fine.
and see the Communards in concert in St. Louis? And the answer for me is a definite yes.
No, I'd go too. I'd like a front row seat to see Jimmy.
They last toured in 2017.
Oh.
Wait.
Still no answer. How hard is it? Johnny Cakes.
Still no answer
What
for
does it
what?
mean? And then a lot of people are unhappy with Iggy. That's the Appliance Discounters 8 o'clock hour, by the way, your hometown source for GE Appliances. That Iggy said he talks to Mike Eruzione every year, and then we got like 8 texts. If he doesn't respond to your email, then there is no conversation. Therefore, you don't talk to him at all. You liar. Lies, lies. Tell me sweet little lies. That's Ray King. I talk to him every year. Well, actually, I email him. He doesn't respond, but he does send a jersey. Lies, lies, and more lies. It's from the Ghost Gerbil. There you go. And there it
Okay.
is, Doug.
Well, I'm not that upset with Iggy about that.
I don't know if anybody should be.
No. Most of us just kind of let it go. You hear something like that, you just let it go. You hear, sure, I could have had Marilyn Monroe had I been born in a different time. You just let it go.
Welcome to our Appliance Discounters 8 o'clock hour. Get involved on the show. Johnny Cakes says he's trying to, Jackson. I will side with Jackson. Jackson's got credibility with me. He's got the juice. Know the ledge. Knowledge. Jackson, your thoughts on this Johnny Cakes guy?
Yeah, he wanted kept potted down.
Oh, Jackson was
Oh, he
potted
can
down?
answer, yeah. Okay.
No one's called. No Johnny Cakes is called. Surprise, surprise, the listeners aren't being truthful.
Oh, no.
And they're not providing any content that I'm aware of.
You can pop me back to him.
Word.
What's Jackson got going on back there? He's
Can
got a
it be
lady
more-
visiting him here at work.
Can it be more important than this show?
Thank you. Thank you for the delicious take.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess so. I guess Iggy's not back either. There's a lot of things more important than this show,
Apparently so. Very unfortunate.
Yeah. And I'm hungry. I could have used some food brought in today. Gosh. I guess I'm not going to get anything. Huh. Had a couple White Castle egg sandwiches yesterday.
Oh, were they?
Good. They
Were
were
they good?
very good.
I haven't had White Castle in a while. And I say it every morning when Jackson either does a Sports Center update and it's sponsored by them or they're brought in like yesterday. Really, boy, I'll tell you, it's a good treat. But like you said, you don't necessarily feel better about your life
No.
on the tail end of the situation.
Although the egg sandwiches, I didn't feel like I was eating that horse meat or whatever it is for the regular burgers.
I love them. I can't get enough of them.
Yeah.
I could do it. Maybe I'll do it tonight. I might do it tonight. Don't tell anybody.
Now, which one will you go to?
The one right
Manchester
across
up there
from
by-
the St. John Vianney, patron saint of
Oh,
Peach
you
Fuzz
go to the
Mustache.
Kirkwood? Yeah. I've never been to that one.
I would think that's the one that's nigh.
It is closest to me, but I've never been to that one or
That's
any other
interesting.
White Castle for quite a few years.
Oh, really?
No.
Huh.
It's not that I have them checked off my list. I try not to eat that kind of food too much anymore. Every now and then I'll break down, get a McDonald's chicken sandwich. Chick-fil-A, I'm a big fan of Chick-fil-A.
I'm telling you, I got off the caramel M&Ms. If you recall, I was saying I was addicted to caramel M&Ms.
Yeah.
Somehow, cold turkey too, and it's not like I was, but I weighed like $162, and I'm down to like $157 now, and I really do. It's not like I'm lifting. Don't mess around with lifting anymore, or doing any cardio, and I really believe it's how many caramel M&Ms I was eating. I'm dead
probably,
serious.
yeah.
I mean, if I think about how many I was eating, like half a bag a night. Not just like the little tiny bags.
Yeah.
Like the family-size bag.
Half of that, yeah.
Oh, my God. What in the world? It had to be like 500 to 600 calories and probably like 70 carbs. I mean, that is
Oh, yeah.
insane and just emptiness. And it's chocolate late at night, like some kind of pervert.
I'm doing that with ice cream. I got
Bunny tracks.
or vanilla or chocolate or whatever's there. Yeah, I'm not proud of it. Big heaping bowls of ice cream. And I just scarf it down. It's gone in a minute and a half. And I just absolutely love it and crave it.
I like drumsticks.
It's a nice play.
You get a lot of nuts.
I like the ones without the nuts.
No nut, please.
They make ones that are like dipped in cookies.
Dipped in cookies?
Like it's the chocolate hard outside, but then there's like cookies mixed in there, and it's outstanding stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And then the last bite of a drumstick might be the best dessert in the world. That like chocolatey ice cream bottom of the cone.
Yeah. You have those every night? Every night, do you?
No. I'd say 2 or 3 times a week.
When you live down there in Soulard, do you find yourself wandering into the restaurants or something?
Java's. Unfortunately, I don't live in Soulard.
Oh, I meant to say the Hill. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I went to Canetto's on Friday.
Oh, did you?
What'd you get?
I just go with it's basically just mostaccioli, but the meat sauce there is so good that it's like, it's kind of special. Like,
Did you take a lady friend, bro?
I took a girl, yeah.
Oh, Bill's home, isn't he?
Hello, William.
Hello, Bill. Have a seat.
Who was this gal?
Get your hand off my belt.
How'd you meet her?
Dating app.
Oh, wow, dog.
Grinder.
Grinder?
So how did it go?
It went well. Real well.
Did you get to see your place?
Yeah, but we just had a drink.
She pay half the bill?
Nah, I covered it.
Oh, you picked it up?
I'm a gentleman.
Yeah, you heard Jackson's Marcana live read.
It is getting serious. He's making some money.
Speaking of which, I have to call a sponsor right now, so probably back down.
You didn't like the conversation, did you? No, he didn't like that conversation. He doesn't have to call a sponsor.
Yeah, he was out.
Yeah.
Guys, I'm currently addicted to the fudge brownie M&Ms, and it is a problem. It's the Crystal City Clamor. I sympathize with you. For real, it was an addiction. It absolutely, I'd get done with dinner, and then about 15 to 20 minutes later, I'd be like, oh, I have to eat caramel M&Ms now. And
caramel M&Ms.
That's what I was having. And it was an addiction. Not a doubt in my mind it was.
Yeah. The only way to solve it is just stop buying them. Because if they're in the house, you're going to...
Nah, there's still a couple bags in there, and I just turned it off at the end of April, I think it was.
You walk into the bathroom and Tim breaking the caramel on like a
Just like
spoon.
cutting it up and like got a dollar rolled up and snorting the caramel.
I felt like such a pig last night.
Oh, no, what'd you have?
Boy pig.
God. Well, after I did the scallops, and you'd be happy I did them on the grill, so there's not a lot of sauce on them. They're dry how you like them.
Oh, great.
But I did a ribeye and scallops. And then for dessert, I had some hot fudge. And when I buy strawberries, a lot of people just clean them and eat them like that. I cut them up and I put sugar on them and then put them in the refrigerator, and that makes a nice juice. So I had 3 scoops of vanilla ice cream, Blue Bunny.
Nurse.
A layer of hot fudge on the bottom, the scoops, hot fudge on top, and then I just covered it in the strawberries.
Oh, did you really?
God almighty.
How
I got
good
done
was
eating
it?
that, and I said, God, I'm such a pig.
Boy pig.
Well, you can afford to do that. You don't wait.
I can, but still, then you go to the bathroom, you can't even see your penis.
I beg your pardon. That's a big step. That's a big leap. You're as skinny as a rail. You're a long way from that.
Well, if you eat like that, your gut kind of goes out for a while. Now, it goes away in the morning.
You don't eat lunch.
It goes away in the morning, but still, that's a lot of ice cream and strawberries and hot fudge.
Well,
it was good, though.
You got to treat yourself every now and then. That's okay.
Yeah, I ate nice for dinner. I had scallops.
The Kansas City Gray Sexual says, hey guys, could you please add 6 minutes to Iggy's vacation ledger for being back late from the break? Also, please add 2 minutes and 45 seconds to Iggy's vacation ledger for his late return from the last break yesterday when he gifted Doug a hair-covered White Castle. I couldn't report it yesterday because I was in a meeting. Thanks. It's from the Kansas City Gray Sexual.
They are telling us that this time of day you're at work, so why don't you take off time for the time you spent.
Wow. Iggy came back over the top with a re-raise.
And you guys that email, I'm sure you spend at least 10, 20 minutes putting them together. Why don't you all deduct that from your... Unless you don't work, which is a good chance.
Warson Woods Wacko says it's pretty safe to assume that Jackson is still a virgin after his date. Warson Woods Wacko not talking to Mr. Licks is talking to Jackson.
I think the date went well.
Are you going to see her again?
Muscatoli at Canetto's?
Yeah, probably.
Have you been in contact?
Yes. Yeah.
Nice. Ryan Kelly wants to talk about Jackson's date at Canetto's on Friday night. Good morning, Ryan.
I want to talk about eating dinner at Iggy's house.
You can come over any Wednesday. I do my fish show, and I have so much left over. I always bring it in for Doug. Doug's got like 15 scallops back there.
Oh, that's wonderful news.
Doug eats like a queen. I might come over next Wednesday, brother.
Nice, there it is. Iggy.
You can film.
That would be great.
You can film and be
that.
part
I
of
would
the,
love to see a new
HomeLoanExpert.com television campaign filmed at Iggy's apartment.
Making
That's
fish.
What I'd like to, making fish.
I can see it.
Yeah, I can give you a
He's
tour
in
of the apartment.
background, Cooking on that electric stove over there in the apartment.
Then I can
I'm
give
right
you.
in front of him, like, hey, you think this meal's hot? Wait till you see the rates at the HomeLoanExpert.com.
No, you just wrote itself.
Right.
And then you can take a little tour of the 300 square feet and then say, what are you doing? I can get you in a new home. Get out of here.
Nice.
So for what you're paying for renting this, I'll leave it alone, for this beautiful apartment, I could throw you into a nice house with a carport.
See? Look at that. With a carport, you could be in my
I
neighborhood.
think you could, actually.
Yeah.
Now let's talk.
Well, you know, mortgage rates have come down. Now we're trending in 3 weeks in a row of some relief from mortgage rates.
Is that right? Oh, how about that? What's
Brutal,
going on?
Man, it got brutal. You know, it just seems like the other day I was like, if the rates aren't in the twos, give me a call. And then I'm like, 6%? Where did that come from? You know, like, holy cow. But now, like I said, we're 3 weeks in a row, some decreases in mortgage rates. Locking loans. Heck, I'm taking some Govy loans, the VA loans, FHA loans, down back into the fours. And then that conventional stuff back down to low fives, much better than that mid sixes we were at a couple of weeks ago. That got brutal, man, because if you're a homeowner and you're like, man, my neighbor's house just sold for $250,000. I only owe $150,000. Could sure use some of that equity. I could sure do a cash out refi, pay off the bills, do some stuff, stick some money in the bank, buy some scouts for Iggy, whatever you're trying to do. And then you're like, hey, Home Loan Expert, give me some options. And we're like, here's what we can do. And it's great. You get $43,000 at closing. I can close this in 10 days. You can pay off your credit cards, put a pool in, whatever you're doing. And you're like, all right, payment this, rate this. Whoa, did you say 6.5? And we're like, yeah, that's what it costs these days, you know. And that's just tough. But, you know, when you can do that cash out loan and achieve all those things and lock it in the high fours or low fives, like, okay, now it's starting to make sense again. I can swallow that one. I can do that. Like, so we're happy to get some rate relief after several months of increases to be able to come back down. I think the average person out there can be like, you know what, mortgage rates are 5. I can live with that. Or mortgage rates are 4.75. I can handle that. Everything costs more, inflation, this and that. And, you know, the old saying, marry the house, date the rate. Doesn't mean you're going to keep that loan forever, right? So if you're thinking about buying a house, rates have come down. Now's a good time. If you're thinking about that cash out refinance, same thing. Rates have come down. Equity is still way up there. You got a lot of cash sitting in that house. Just give us a call. We'll talk. We'll go through options. We're pretty non-pressury, right? We just kind of go through it all. Here's your current loan, current situation. Here's a copy of credit report. Here's all this stuff. And here's what your options could look like. And then you decide. Sleep on it. Take a couple of days, whatever you need. Heck, call us back a month later. Hopefully rates are about the same or less. So we're pretty non-pressury at the Home Loan Expert, and we just try to provide you great options and then let you make those decisions. I'm going to leave it there. Mortgage rates have finally come back down. If you're thinking about that refinance, that purchase, I'm your guy. Man, I want to work hard for you. I want to earn your business. We're local right here in St. Louis. We shop in the same stores, deal with the same traffic on Highway 40 out in Wentzville. So if you got anything, let me know. Got any questions, reach on out. Visit thehomeloanexpert.com. Thanks, boys.
Thank you, Ryan.
Thank
there
you,
he
Ryan.
is. Ryan's going to be hanging out with Iggy. Cooking in the kitchen next week for a new ad campaign, thehomeloanexpert.com. Text in 314-881-TMA5. Engineer Design Facilities text inbox. EDF's fire division is now testing, inspecting, and maintaining the fire systems on all commercial kitchen and restaurant hoods. If you have visibility to your company or place of business's commercial fire alarm panel and system, please email fire@edf-rg.com. They'll have a technician come out and provide a free evaluation of your system and offer the most competitive contract pricing in the market. You can also check them out anytime at edf-rg.com, the official commercial fire alarm services and solutions provider of TMA. EDF, sponsor of our text inbox, Engineer Design Facilities. And while you are there, you should probably think about it. And while you're there, you should probably pour yourself a glass of Fistful of Bourbon. There's a new whiskey in town. Fistful of Bourbon's the name. And going down easy is their game. The kin behind Fistful spent over 100 years concocting the finest blend of 5 whiskeys this side of the Smokies, making it the smoothest bourbon your mouth will ever feel. This is the kind of complexity that can only be accomplished with good old-fashioned hard work and sound alchemy, and that's why Fistful of Bourbon keeps winning gold medals, blue ribbons, and whatnots at every fancy liquor competition from the Berkshires to Bakersfield. Get wise, pick a bottle a day. Don't be a damn fool. Please enjoy Fistful responsibly. Get involved in the show. Johnny Cakes claims he's trying to, but Dom's skeptical. 636-9004-TMA. Steve Schmidt Key of North County phone lines, and you're welcome to email in as well for our design, air, heating, and cooling email of the day, the morning after, at InsideSTL.com, and of course texting in EDF text inbox 314-881-TMA5. Action Jackson and I coming up in an hour and 17 minutes. We'll have Balloon Party, also known as the Lil Piddle Show, on 101 ESPN. You can text in there 65780. The audience is doing a wonderful job now of texting in, and we don't know the phone numbers because they don't have the name saved in that text inbox.
They don't.
And so they're attacks, but they're attacks that kind of have a little bit of TMA element to it. And so they've infiltrated, candidly, Doug. They've infiltrated the 101 ESPN text inbox over there. And then Pepper and Jeannie comes up. And today you guys are talking bushes. Is that right?
Yeah. I don't know the length. I'm telling you, I'm going to have a poop unlike any other.
I beg your pardon?
Hour and a half.
That wasn't really the question.
Well, we're going to talk about bushes. We're going to get down in what you've seen in your lifetime, Iggy.
I mean, I think Jackson can come in here if you need to go relieve yourself.
You got
to relieve yourself, bro.
No, I don't need to right now. I'm not.
You can sense your colon's aching.
Yeah.
Oh, your colon's aching.
Look, Doug, we've been in the game enough. You know when something's about to
bubbling,
burst.
like bubbling.
Yeah, it's the bubble stomach. It's the bubble tummy.
Well, do you need to go now?
No, Doug, I'm fine. But yeah, we'll talk about bushes on P&G and make sure we give the listeners what they want.
Well, there was one day where you hit us, with a Dutch oven. I don't want to see that come up again.
Put that off.
That is true, Doug.
No, it wasn't a Dutch oven.
It was unintentional as well. Yeah. That's a slipper.
Not like a Dutch oven to me.
No, that's where you pull.
I think Tim
pull the covers.
I know, but
I was over here reading an email, and the Plowhawk said we got to bail, boys. And then I cleared out.
And he sounded like an 8-year-old. He goes, "You got to poop."
Oh, I couldn't hold
it. Sorry, boys, I got to poop.
I was in that bathroom for like an hour too. Listen to Balloon Party.
It is
reading me and Jackson get hazed.
It is the bathroom.
It is best on the toilet.
Yeah.
Back here you get the point, but then you go into the big bathroom back there. It has 101. Yeah. That's the time I heard you. I was going to the bathroom and I heard Tim talking.
Hey, this is a fun call last night. The Pirates announcer enjoying the game. Aaron Judge hit a grand slam last night, and it made the game 15-0. Here's how the Pirates announcer handled it.
This is ridiculous.
That was the home run call.
Yep. This is ridiculous.
Doug, this is also from the National League Central, where the announcers are not necessarily happy with their clubs. Here's the Reds announcer after Brandon Nemo's home run in the 10th. Made it 8-3 in an extra inning game.
Oh. We're not happy.
That's quite a little division.
These guys are so excited. They got a major league job, play-by-play, and now they have to sit through this for 162 games.
That would be
boring. And you know that everybody involved is miserable.
Yeah,
in the air, left field, and gone.
I feel so bad for the Pirates guy because they got the Yankees coming to town at PNC Park. And then they just come in and they won 16-0. Like they destroyed the Pirates. And you got to sit there and call that game and then be right back at the ballpark the next day to do it again.
Let's get Fred nasty.
This is what the Pirates need.
Similar. Randy Collins, very good off speed. Is nothing like his though.
Is that his voice?
You're going to need him.
The Pirates need a guy like that.
Does he talk like that, really?
25
years. Iggy, how you doing, Iggy? It's gone, Iggy. How you doing?
Steven Strasburg. Ask for his credit card info in a spam email message. Let's go fishing with a PA.
That's who I want doing my games.
Right?
If I'm 25 games out of first.
Yeah, he would make that call for the Pirates against the opposing team to just hit a home run to go up 25-0.
Yeah, and I think people would appreciate it. You wonder how many people in Pittsburgh are actually still listening.
Well, sounded like
You'd have
people
given
were
up by now,
clapping.
wouldn't it? Didn't they have like 21 or 2 years in a row where they were below 500?
Well, they haven't won a playoff series since Sid Bream slid past Spanky LaValliere. Doug, was that 92?
Something like that.
Yeah. They almost got the Cardinals, but it's been a rough few days.
In a great stadium, in a
Got the
great
eight
little
hopper by
downtown
Boss.
area.
They
Speaking of,
traded 6 All-Stars in the last 2 years.
it's crazy. You look at their pitching, the people they traded from their pitching staff, and it's ghastly.
How do you expect to hang on to your fan base?
You don't. See who's showing up?
Total non sequitur, but I heard sliding past. Have you guys seen Trey Turner do that pop-up slide he does?
Yes.
Is that the coolest thing? That's like the coolest thing I've ever seen in my life.
I freaking love Trey Turner.
Like the way he slides and does the pop-up slide is incredible.
He kind of turns as he stands up.
Yeah, he
pivots.
It's almost like he's pimping a pop-up slide.
Yeah.
There's an art to sliding. Did you ever, when you were a kid playing Corey League, always got strawberries because you couldn't slide properly?
Out of the hard pasture of Afton Athletic Association.
Right on the hip.
Yeah, right on the hip because you didn't know how to slide.
We wore sliding pads in college.
Did you?
You ever have those? They
We
fit-
get it,
they fit
Doug.
right
You're
over
a
here on
college
the-
and athlete.
Well, high school and college both, because you did get them. And so they used to have sliding pads that you could wear.
I'm talking like my first bank team when I was like 8. But
You guys had a good club, too, right?
Yeah, we were loaded, though.
Mace Dog? Reefer?
Nah, Jarvis.
Jarvis. I like that.
Yeah,
Doug,
Jarvis.
he wound up coaching St. John's and George Washington, right?
I think so. What was the name of the team?
I mean, it's just, every little company in Canton sponsors a team. This is
Right.
First Bank.
First Bank was your club.
Yep.
Just realized my fly's open. Hope you boys got a peek.
My first team was Crestwood Plaza.
That was cutest. Cutest sponsored a lot of teams.
Yeah, they did.
Guys, Joey Z is the GOAT. He went to St. Louis U High and Rockhurst. But let's get back to Iggy's favorite lesbians from the 1940s. That's from glove blogger Tom Traven.
That's on P&G.
Who were the
Well, we
who were
weren't
the big
talking about
lesbians?
lesbians from the 40s. That was on Pepper and Jeannie, not part of this show.
Who were the leading lesbians of the 40s?
40s?
Yeah.
They didn't have names.
They were anonymous lesbians.
It 1 and It 2 or
Porn-
scissoring.
Porn goes all the way back to like the early 1900s.
We're not really talking about that.
The
We're talking
early
about
But you didn't have
lesbians.
names on them. They were almost like silent films. You had the subtitles.
So William Howard Taft had a stash.
Could be.
Wow. Who knew?
I mean, it goes real quick. It's like 8 millimeters. It's always going quick. And then you see the guy talking like you would like Charlie Chaplin. And then he gets naked, and she goes, "That's big." You just see subtitles,
What are we talking about now?
Porn from the early 1900s.
Oh, we weren't talking about porn. We were just talking about the leading lesbians of the 40s.
That's correct.
And then I said they had no names because they weren't movies.
Well, you took it right to porn. I was just talking about just in general.
Well, he was talking about lesbian porn from the whatever.
Oh, was he?
No, he wasn't, I don't think.
Didn't he say lesbian
so.
porn?
No, he's just looking for the top lesbians of the 1940s.
Oh, lesbians.
No one mentioned porn.
That sounds like some sort of Vice article. The top lesbians of the 1940s.
Like there was a ranking.
Probably throw Ida Lupino and
The
Eddie
Associated
Lamar.
Press had their top 40. Of course, the coaches had another 40.
UPI. Joey Z is a treat. It makes it even better that the attention whore and serial hijacker can't stand him. That's from Sister Catherine Patricia.
Well, listen, Pat, I never said I can't stand him. I just said it's kind of overboard. And I just can't win on the show. I really can't. But I'm sure he's a great guy. I wish him nothing but the best.
Do you?
It's just not my cup of tea.
Okay.
Like making just boring games. He's a home run by Johnny. He's going to the TMA and he's going to get himself an ass kicking.
Oh,
damn!
What was that noise right at the end?
I don't know what he's doing over there. It's not his voice. It sounds like a Mike Shannon imitation.
I would love it if the Cardinals hired him and we would watch the STL Today comment section just go absolute disarray.
Oh, the beef is be up in
He'd
arms.
have to change his
No,
name.
we had Jack Buck, and now we got this guy.
Hey guys, Joey Zanabonia is legit a hard worker and doing what he can to make a name for himself. But hey, let's go ahead and talk about how Burlap Pocket scored a dozen buckets in Corey League back in '64. That's from Big Tuft.
Well, I never scored a dozen back. As I said, I remember my first free throw, my first point.
But didn't you say you averaged 28 in
intramural ball?
Intramural in high school.
Ball.
So you were averaging 28. That was with no three-point line, right?
No.
You're getting 14 buckets at least a game.
I was throwing that many up a quarter.
You were a chucker?
Oh, I was a chucker, yeah. I never
Didn't pass much.
I just get the ball and shoot from everywhere. No, but what does that have to do with me? I don't dislike the guy. I wish him the best. I just think it's just kind of where if you got to do a ball game before you go into it, you have like 19 things written down that you're going to do. Then it's pretty much a scripted broadcast.
If you, for whatever reason, find yourself searching "breed me" on Twitter one day, expect to find a flood of posts celebrating sweaty bodies and close-up shots of weens. It's almost always present along with captions like, "I wish someone would fill me up like this." You might expect this to be pure heterosexual fantasy, but a lot of the posts are not. Don't get me... Jackson, I don't think I can read this.
Is that the, breathing king one?
Did you read this before you sent this over?
I gave her a once-over. There's a lot.
What is he sending us?
Doug, I got to be honest with you. I was the title of the article is "What is a Breeding Kink and How Unprotected Sex Became a Turn-On." And then I started reading it, and I was editing on the fly, and I'm like, I don't think I can go any further.
Is this one from Vice or NYP?
Vice.
Yeah, the Vice they work blue. Oh, God.
He's texting you PP pics?
Yep. All right. Apologies. I sent a lot of hot links over the past couple of...
My goodness.
Did you get the one I sent? I texted you.
Yeah, yeah. That's in there.
I thought that was pretty good.
I've gotten a lot of good links, but yeah, that one, now that I read it again, you can't read like any of it.
Dear Deidre, when I came home from work early one day, I was horrified to find my wife performing a sex act on our neighbor. To add insult to injury, she was giving him oral, and she has never done that for me in the 10 years we've been married. She told me she found the idea disgusting. It turns out he is just one of her many lovers. I guess I didn't get the memo saying we were in an open marriage. I am 40 and she is 38. I have been faithful to her since the day we met. Perhaps I'm naive, but I never suspected she was cheating on me. I thought she didn't like sex much. She has always wanted to do it with the lights off, and she would never try anything new. I put up with it because I love her so much. Okay. Now I just don't... Now I know she just didn't like sex with me. I only found out about her infidelity because I got a migraine at work last week. I felt so bad I had to leave the office early to come home to rest. My wife wasn't working that day, and I was hoping for tea and sympathy. Instead, I found her head buried in a man's naked lap.
No.
He was lying on my sofa.
Oh, come on. She didn't hear him drive up. She didn't hear the garage door go open.
For a second, I thought I was going to throw up, and then I shouted at him to leave, threw his trousers at him, and he ran out of my house. My wife said she was sorry. I had seen that, but I was overreacting because it meant nothing. When I pressed her, she admitted to having had at least 9 lovers since we were married. I don't know who she is anymore. I've never felt so much pain. She thinks I should forgive and forget, but I don't see a way forward in our marriage. Deidre's got a
No, there's
solution.
no way forward. You're out.
You've had a horrible shock, not just seeing your wife have sex with another man, but also learning that she has cheated on you throughout your marriage. Right now, totally understandably, you want to walk away from your marriage. Yeah. But it sounds like up until this incident, you were generally happy with your wife. Once the shock wears off, it's possible you want to attempt to put this behind you and try again. My support pack, cheating. Can you get over it? Might be of use.
Get over it.
Get over it! If you are to have a future, your wife will need to talk to you about your sex life honestly so you can understand what went wrong and get to the root cause of her multiple liaisons. Relationship counseling alone and or together could help you work through your feelings. You can find support at Tavistock Relationships.
Yeah, get over to Tavistock.
Oh.
Look, Dieter, you missed the boat on this one.
Well, none of it was true. It didn't happen. None of it happened that way.
Let's just say it's true. I mean, she cheated on you 9 times. Tavistock isn't going to help you.
Yeah, if you're not cool with an open relationship.
She's not going to change.
Is that a cuck?
Oh, yeah. It's a
That is a
9
cuck.
time.
I like the line, apparently I didn't know we were in an open relationship is a sign that you need to...
Right. Yeah, if you're unaware of it and she's already gone, it would be 9 plus the gentleman who was on the couch. You got an even
got a full
10.
baseball team.
Wouldn't
Nice
it
squad, nice
only
squad.
be in TV shows and movies where the person walks in and you didn't hear that, you didn't actually know they were coming? Like you stumble in on that.
Guilty Conscious by Eminem and Dr. Dre.
Especially on the couch. I mean, you're right there. So
You can hear people coming into the house, right?
I think so.
Oh, wow.
And you just threw the trousers at him and get out.
Right.
You got to beat his ass. And I kicked her out.
First scene of Old School, Luke Wilson walks in on that, right?
I did.
Yeah, that's the marriage is over.
You guys like Luke or Owen Wilson better?
Luke.
Depending on the movie.
Idiocracy.
I kind of on Luke too, Plowhawk.
He's so good in Idiocracy. It's just insane. Ugh.
He was good in, was it Old School? He goes, no, I just moved to Colorado. Colorado. Sunshine State. That line just always gets me.
I like Owen.
This guy writes on goodorbad.com, so maybe we should listen to him, huh?
I don't know if you've seen Owen Wilson's last fic with J-Lo. Eject.
Oh, no.
Oh, trash to the trashiest movie you've ever watched. You're not prepared for that.
This is terrible?
It's terrible.
I'm a big Wes Anderson guy, and Owen and Luke are often in there because they're like best friends.
Okay.
Well, this guy's not getting his marriage back.
So it's over.
We can have his marriage. It's just
Look,
not a
if you-
happy one.
Just say you caught your wife cheating. This guy. And you think, me, it's the first time. Well, honey, it's why did it happen? You know, we can talk it over. Well, I've done it 9 other times. Well, okay, I'll forgive you. No, you can't do that. You're out. Because you know she's going to do it again.
Either she wants out of the marriage by saying 9 other times, or none of this is real.
That's a cock.
That'd be my guess.
Yeah.
Thank you very
Can you
much.
calm me down?
Oh, of course.
Okay.
It's
cool.
not a bit
Thank
of
you,
it's
sir.
true.
Appreciate it. Look, I just was handed copy by one
I
of
see
the
the
salespeople.
hot copy is
Hot
just
copy.
in.
Breaking news
It
here.
is right off the
Right off the
press.
It is. All right, I want to make sure I get all this right. I know we have a new sponsor here on the program, Doug. And you know what that's what it's all about,
Is it?
Jack.
Yeah.
It really is. Maybe I should read it before I just go with it, even though it is hot off the press.
I know.
Also, we have breaking news, a story that we haven't talked about here on the show. But I want to make sure I confirmed it because I think it was it the Hunchback of Vaughan Castle who just texted this news in? It has gotten a lot of attention with regards to Brittany Griner's situation.
Oh, yeah.
She get out?
No, she pled guilty and could spend up to 10 years in jail now.
Oh, it's work camp.
I read that they expected her to plead guilty because the trial was just a
Going to be a...
open and shut case anyway.
Yeah.
And it would, I guess, maybe they don't have a trial there if you plead guilty.
No.
Last I saw, she wrote
It was
a
a
letter.
foregone conclusion.
She wrote a letter to Biden. And her wife is also begging them to do something.
When they talked to the Bidens, I guess, or the wife did. And they said they would do whatever they could to get her out. But
Yeah,
it's
but I
kind of a
think
rough time with the war going on.
They want an exchange for the weapons guy who's, they call him Doctor of Death. He's a prisoner here. They want him back in exchange for Brittany Griner. So somebody brought a vape pen with a little bit of pot in it. They want to exchange him for a guy that's killed a lot of people. Fair trade.
How about this? Roy McIlroy and Tiger Woods are just getting work in at Ballybunion. That's in Ireland, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
And I guess the word got out, so there's just a handful of people watching the two of them play, getting ready for the Open next week.
Riggs?
Riggs is at the Scottish Open. So he's... Doug, is that across the channel? Is that the channel? What separates Ireland from our captors in England? Get out of our land.
Is that the North Atlantic?
You sure it's not the Black
so
Sea?
So the west coast of Ireland's the Atlantic, if I'm not mistaken, and then Ireland and England are separated by some body of water, but I don't know what it's called. I mean, it's certainly the Atlantic
like
Ocean,
the
but I thought
Ozarks.
that it's not the lake. It's not the Lake of the Ozarks.
Taneycomo?
I think it is.
Merrimack
Titicaca.
Strait of Magellan?
I think that's it. That's correct. Rock of Gibraltar.
Irish Sea.
There you go.
Oh, I thought it was the black.
Yeah, St. Andrews next week. St. Andrews tends to have great opens, by the way. I watched that special last night. They had kind of a documentary on St. Andrews and the opens, and there have been... I didn't realize this. You guys might remember it. I've seen a video of it. I guess it happened in 70 when Nicklaus won. But a guy named Doug Sanders, am I right on that?
Yeah. I remember
Oh,
Doug
my
Sanders.
God.
Always wore plaid pants.
So he had what looked to be no bull S. I mean, the most a 2-foot putt. It might have been less than that to win the Open on 18. And he missed it. And then him and Nicklaus went to a playoff, and back then it was an 18-hole playoff, and Nicklaus beat him only by 1 stroke the next day. Oh, my God. Holy crap.
That is brutal. That's got to be up there with, I guess, because it happened in 70. I mean, if that happened now, so he was kind of a random relative to, Palmer, Nicholas, and Trevino at the time, and he was paired with Trevino. He got out of the road hole pot bunker on 17 with a ridiculous shot. He's like hugging and kissing Lee Trevino. They're having fun, and he's got a 2-putt from like 40 feet to win the Open, and he hits a great lag putt up, has it the most, for real, 2 feet, if you look at video of it. And Lee Trevino says a pebble got in front of his view right as he was about to putt it. He bent down to move the pebble, didn't step away, and stayed in his stance, and then putted. And right when the ball comes off the club face, it's like he reaches back like he's playing with buddies on a Saturday morning. Oh, do you remember that, Iggy? Are you familiar with this?
Don't.
Oh, if you see video of it, it'll make you throw up if you play. That he had, like, for real, I don't even know if it was 2 feet, to win the Open.
He had the same yips that Iggy has?
Oh,
same nerves?
Well, his probably were nerves, but it wasn't. No, I just remember Doug Sanders. He was kind of a hip golfer. Had always wore plaid pants.
And I remember Tony Lema and what you did to his knee.
They actually talked about Tony Lema because he did win the Open at St. Andrews.
Yeah.
And I didn't know he passed away in a plane crash at 32.
He did.
Yeah.
Right outside the course, I think.
Yeah, he was going to an outing, I think, before the tournament he was going to play. Kind of like Payne Stewart.
And I think Arnold Palmer had lent him his putter, and the putter was found in the wreckage of the plane. Oh, God. Here, take a look at you. It's going to make you ill.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah, you have? I thought you hadn't seen it.
He's seen a lot of two.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the plane.
No.
Plane.
Yeah, you can look it up on YouTube if you really want to see it. I mean, that's what he's got for the Open. I mean, is that 2 feet? Oh, God. Oh, and so Lee Trevino. Lee Trevino turns away like he just saw, like somebody get their head blown off. Oh, God.
I didn't see it.
See how he's like reaching after it? And I guess they didn't show where he bends down to grab the pebble. Oh, God. And he started weeping when, of course, it's been 52 years. He's still.
I wonder why Lee Trevino isn't a bigger.
Great personality, right?
Oh, he's hysterical. He's a great talker, great personality, great on TV. I always wondered why he wasn't on the networks.
Probably didn't want
more
to.
than he is. He must not, because nobody was better talking golf.
I think he plays at the same course as Zalatoris in Romo, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he stays in the limelight. He lives
him.
in Texas. I think he lives in Dallas, and he doesn't do a lot of stuff. I mean, we used to get him on every once in a while in Fairways and Greens because he knows Jay Senior really well. But I mean, he's not a guy that's showing up like Jack Nicklaus at his own tournament. 2 tournaments that Jack has, and he's always in the booth. He's doing interviews on podcasts. You don't see Lee popping up doing that.
I know, and I just wondered why, because nobody had a better personality than Lee Trevino. He was hysterical.
You know why he always wore a Band-Aid on his arm?
No.
I think he had like a tattoo of a former wife or girlfriend, and when he got divorced, he didn't want that on there, so he just wore a Band-Aid to cover it.
He almost got killed by lightning once at a tournament.
I think twice he got hit by lightning.
He was struck by lightning. No one is talking about it, but our greatest threat to national security is the Redcoats. Thanks. That's from Hot Carl.
Well, they talked about it 246 years ago. It's a hot topic back then. Big topic.
Guys, I used to prefer when they play the old course for the Open, but now I prefer Carnoustie because I get to hear Doug say, and now it's
on to Carnoustie. That is fun to say. Jim Nance said that once. They wrapped up a tournament right before, and he said, and now it's on to Carnoustie. I said, man, I love that. I don't know where Carnoustie is, but wherever it is, it's on to there. And I like it.
Scotland.
Yeah. Now it's on to Carnoustie.
Oh, no. Jackson, you were texting me.
No, it's cool. It's cool.
Marcana was on hold.
He was on hold for just like a minute or two. He had to run. It's all good. Mark's the best, so he understands.
Okay.
He's all good.
Man, we kind of fumbled the ball there.
It's all good.
Skip Berkmeyer, I guess, is playing like a club championship match today, and he sent me the scorecard. Look at the number of pops he's giving.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my
like
God.
every hole.
He's every hole, and then it looks like one hole he's giving 2, and the guy he's playing said, hey, thanks for helping Iggy out with his putting. So the guy he's playing is a listener. And is a higher handicap, but a dangerous higher handicap.
What tournament is this?
I guess probably his respective establishment.
St. Anne member guest.
In the St. Anne member guest, that's correct. I didn't want to out it, but yes, that's what it is. Send your text in 314-881-TMA5, 314-881-TMA5. It's the Engineer Design Facilities text inbox. Email in for our design, air, heating, and cooling email of the day, the morning after at InsideSTL.com, or do what Johnny Cakes claims he did, but Jackson never saw it, and I never saw it either, and that is call in the Steve Schmidt Kia of North County phone lines, and you can be involved in this radio presentation at 636-9004-TMA. If you are in need of an appliance right away, you won't wait weeks at our 8 o'clock hour sponsor, Appliance Discounters. They have an 80,000 square foot warehouse filled with GE appliances along with other brands. You can't wait weeks. When your refrigerator, washer, or dryer go out, come into one of the showrooms today, and they'll deliver it tomorrow. If you're building or remodeling your home and don't need your appliances right away, they can hold them for you. And remember, you can always shop online at theappliancediscounters.com. It's the Appliance Discounters, sponsor of our 8 o'clock hour here on the Ryan Kelly Morning After. Maggie O'Brien's 9 o'clock hour coming up next. This is the Ryan Kelly Morning After from the Michelob Ultra Studios. Hey, this is Tim McKernan for Design Air Heating and Cooling. I am a very happy client. Design Air Heating and Cooling and Seth Goldcamp and his incredible staff, which you can find online at designairservice.com. Just go to the website, click on the Book Now tab, and any issues you may be having with your HVAC system, they will take care of immediately. The customer service, second to none. It's Design Air Heating and Cooling online at designairservice.com. This is Tim McKernan. I'd like to tell you about a company I started just a couple of years ago, and they still own. And it's called Sound Story. It's essentially a 1-hour interview that we do either in person or via Zoom with mothers, fathers, grandmothers, grandfathers. They come in and they tell their stories, education, growing up, and of course, family stories, the wisdom that they can share with their loved ones for generations to come. It's an audio heirloom. It's Sound Story. To learn more, go to mysoundstory.com.
You can get an insurance quote anywhere. Ask yourself, what is my provider doing for me? Do I have to hit prompts? Do I have to deal with chatbots? Am I put on hold? Is it always a different person? Are they local? Are they proactive in the community? Do they represent the #1 provider of auto and home insurance in the U.S.? The James Carlton State Farm team is comprised of individuals right here in your neighborhood. We are out supporting our Blues, Cardinals, Bills, and Tigers. Do something new in 22 and kick the out-of-town companies to the curb. Give us a call or go online to carltoninsurance.net. If your insurance costs a leg and an arm, call James Carlton, State Farm.
Okay. Hot takes.
Yeah.
Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini.
And now the Pepperoncini Show with Darren Atkins and Ken Stroh. All right, take it, fellas.
There it is. That's the open.
Pepperoncini.
Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini. Pepperoncini.
We don't know what it is. We don't understand the name. We just know it's stupid. And it's available every weekday, featuring Iggy and the Plowboy. Apparently it's some kind of a podcast or something. Available at TMASTL.com and on the TMASTL mobile app. Whatever.
Hey, this is Tim McKernan. I'm here with Ryan Kelly, the HomeLoanExpert.com, and you are always looking for a way to help people out, and the Hero Loan VA is a perfect example of that.
Absolutely. That's how we get back to our military and to their families. We close VA loans 21 days or less. Heck, I'd like to tell you 14 because we're doing them in 14 and less, but I can guarantee that 21 days or less on a VA loan. And you can buy a house with no money down. You can refinance and cash out up to 100% of your appraised value. Truly is one of the best programs out there. Get the loan that you deserve today at HeroLoan.com, the only way to VA.
Hey, it's Jackson for Rosalita's. TMA listeners know that Rosalita's Cantina has the best patio and the best Tex-Mex in town. From tableside guac to piled high nachos, the amazing menu at Rosalita's is full of classic Mexican dishes. Plus, it's always time for a margarita, and Rosalita's has the most delicious house and specialty margs in town. Enjoy happy hour specials Monday through Friday from 3 to 7, and let Rosalita's cater your next event. Check out rosalitascantina.com or visit the downtown or DePere location today. Time to get your fiesta on at Rosalita's.
You're hearing TMA all day on KPNT HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis, featuring the Ryan Kelly Morning After, live from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. Then a full show replay from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m., followed by the best of TMA from 1 p.m. to 7 p.m., and another same-day replay starting at 10 p.m. Find the full schedule at TMASTL.com. Brought to you by Ryan Kelly at thehomeloanexpert.com, the most efficient mortgage process you'll ever experience.
Remember how life used to be exciting and hold promise for all the good things to come?
I used to work with a pastry chef from Bombay. His name was Mesfin.
Remember waking up on Christmas morning and believing in something?
Now, how that will happen, we haven't yet worked out, but I do believe in it.
Well, that's all gone.
In the air, left field, and gone.
Best you can hope for now is a glass of bourbon and a plate full of ribs to distract you from your impending mortality.
I could use some of that pork, pig boy.
Don't fight it. Salt and smoke.
Now, back to the Ryan Kelly Morning After on KPNT HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis.
Wonderful. Ba. Ba. Ba 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 ba. Puts it all in perspective here for the Maggie O'Brien's
really
9
does.
o'clock
It
hour.
really
Welcome back to the Michelob Ultra Studios. Timothy Michael McKernan, Douglas Sullivan Vaughn, Darren Plowhawk Atkins, Action Jackson, Virgin Pringle Sauce Boss, fresh off his date at Canetto's. Ken has had to leave. He is caddying in the Scottish Open, so he will
Is that
not
what
be,
it is?
will not be with us for the Maggie O'Brien.
Looking for Hatton.
This dude may need to talk about bushes on his by
On his
himself.
podcast. You're out? Oh, because of your bowel movement.
Dude, I hate that bubble guts thing, man.
It's still bubbling down there. Is it?
Nope.
Do you want some more Tums? I can
You
go
already
get-
had some Tums, bro?
I can run and grab them. Be no problem.
No, I'm fine. This is just gonna have to naturally come out.
You're gonna have to give birth.
Where are you going to birth that boy?
Wherever the nearest latrine is.
Will you go to the one over here that is the one-on-one restroom, or you go into what is like a Ritz-Carlton bathroom back there with like the
full scrummage bathroom?
I've never even walked near those. I just know that they're like doors. They're like at a country club. They're doors. You can just hang out in there, and they have one of the stations playing.
Oh, it looks like a Hollister dressing room. But it really doesn't matter where I go.
Where are you going to birth that baby boy?
Probably that single, and I'm telling you, the worst
right
part
next to Jackson.
No, please, no.
Door of the place.
The problem with the one is like the surprises. You know, you don't know who's on the other side of that. I told Iggy 2 weeks ago, and I feel terrible for the chick at WIL. It was when the female bathroom went down. I sprayed mud so bad.
And there was a lady next to you?
I had to flush 3 times, and there was a streak that wouldn't go away.
Oh, no.
And at this point, there was nothing
there
to clean
wasn't.
it up with. And I opened the door, and she was just standing right ready to go in.
Who was?
Oh.
What?
A female from WIL that does the morning.
Oh, you
Casey?
told me about this.
Yeah, where I
Should we get Casey in here to ask her about it? She's 2 doors down.
And when you open a door,
This is in the solo bathroom.
yeah, the instant wafting.
Oh no! So this is the soul. So she was going. I didn't know that they.
Because the female restroom went down.
Oh,
So they can
had-
only use
she
that
was
one.
just
standing there as I was, and she could just hear the toilet keep flushing to try to get the streak that I left.
And there's no, I mean, the second you opened the door, she knew that you
Oh
just.
no! So what kind of pleasantries did you exchange?
You should have said congratulations.
I have yet-
Mazel tov, nonetheless.
I haven't made eye contact with her since.
No, you can't. You can't ever.
And I think the main problem outside of you can get past the smell is how warm the seat was.
Oh!
I think
Dougie was really struggling to birth that little boy.
It's like every
he
inch
was
of the
holding
seat.
on.
You should have came out with a
Coming down
cigar.
You see her coming down the hallway. Do you turn and go the other way now?
I have yet to make eye contact. We had a fire drill, remember, and I was right behind her, and I just turned around,
Really?
acted like I forgot something, and then
Couldn't you wait till you get home?
Yeah, Doug, these situations.
If it's going to be real bad today, maybe go down to one of the restaurants or one of the businesses.
The restaurants?
Yeah, go to Five Guys.
No.
Just unload.
Order some fries, take them in there with you, and just let it happen.
Some peanuts, too. They give those away.
Boy,
Don't eat peanuts in there.
that is a bad beat.
Keep the peanuts out of there.
So they did that thing on WIL, like I don't recall what it was. Was it raising money?
Yeah.
And we were involved, and her and Remy recorded a video. Was this before or after you had
had this moment with her?
It was right before.
Oh, so
and I
kind
feel
of-
like it was talked about because now Remy gives me this look as if
he knows too.
I've committed some sort of crime.
He
or
knows.
something. I'm definitely. I instantly talked about it on Pepper and Jeannie. I felt horrible, and I'm telling you, like, if you've ever been in that situation on the other end of the door. Right when a door opens, like all of that air.
Oh, Doug, you're hit with that gentleman's fragrance.
And not only that.
And Jody, beknownst to her, was just sitting in the kitchen eating her lunch, and this thing had to have lingered.
Oh, God. Positive, what the real issue of this was is that the women's bathroom was shut down. And so the men at the time had two options, the bigger bathroom or the solo. And you chose the solo, and the women's only choice was the solo.
Oh, wow.
Kind of a selfish play.
And no coincidence, the next day there was a Lysol can in there.
There was.
It says women's on it, so.
Oh, no.
Still in there.
One of those-
Message to you.
Oh, no. Oh, Doug.
And a flower.
Oh, my
Yeah,
God.
Yeah. The warm seat had to. I'm telling you, the streak was. It was still there.
Well, the plumbing that they one of the things that I'll tell you what, it flies under the radar, but I really appreciate about Hubbard Radio here is they treat the restroom situation like. I've heard people say this in the restaurant industry. You get a good idea of how much care they pay to the kitchen by how much care they pay to the restrooms. Like if you go to a restroom and it's an absolute disaster, it's probably an indication of how clean the kitchen is. And here, the plumbing, the force of that toilet, when you flush it, so for the Plowhawk to have this lingering streak, this stubborn streak, while Casey from WIL patiently waited for 3 flushes.
I mean, that's kind of the texture that like scientists will like put under a microscope and try to identify what happened.
It must have come out with a mighty force to have laid such a base.
Flying torpedo. It just kind of, such a force, it just streaked.
I didn't know if it was the angle to where the like it just couldn't get. But the 3 flushes, I guarantee you, she was sitting there going, "Oh my God, no." Yeah, it was horrible.
Oh no!
I smelt it.
Can you imagine that going on in prison, where everyone's in their cell right next to you,
watching.
either side?
I think I could handle it.
The guys across from you are watching you take a dump. I can't do it. I can't.
No. That's why I don't cheat on my taxes. I can't do that. I
No,
don't have time for prison.
Now, my brother, I remember him telling the story about my nephew. When he was littler, he said, he takes the biggest poops. He goes, we have to go in there with a knife and cut it up because it won't go down. I'm like, oh, God, that still sticks with me, that story. I mean, how big is that you got to go in with a knife because the whole thing won't go down?
Reckon shut down a Hardee's in Springfield, Illinois.
Who shut down a Hardee's?
Reckon
It was one of our field trips. We were in 7th grade.
Shut
This poop.
They closed it.
They closed the entire restaurant.
Turned off the fryer, turned out the lights, and locked the doors.
It was like the smell. It was so big, like, and it was a single. Like they had to call literally professionals in to like take care of the plumbing, and they had to shut down the whole restaurant.
I can see them turn the lights out on the sign and flickers right at the end.
Done. Right at lunchtime.
Employees are running to their cars.
Closed due to big poop.
It was right when we were doing the Lincoln Memorial or the Springfield.
At some point, it could be
Got the Lincoln
considered a
log.
criminal offense. If you're shutting down businesses, you're literally taking money out of their pocket. I suppose you could go to jail for it.
All the kids were in there looking at it.
Looking at it.
It was it was something that you needed to witness.
Doug, I see rain out there. Is it raining again?
It was
It's out there smoking darts.
Yeah, I said a little spot shower.
Doug, that's going to soften the greens. Is that going to be better for the players?
Well,
Go ahead, say you wish you had a warning.
there's a guy out there watering the grass.
Is that little Tommy Turbans?
Is it the old guy?
No, he came out this morning. I was out there and he went straight to the fountain and shook his head.
Me and Iggy are always in the elevator with this dude, and you could tell he hates us. You just tell.
Why?
He hates that fountain.
The fountain thing. Iggy started a bad relationship with the fountain when it flooded like 3 days in a row.
Yeah, I was blamed. You're the one who wanted it on so quick.
Doug, we have a new sponsor here on the show because
That's good news.
because of this kind of content they're lining up. Renewal by Anderson. How about that?
Ooh,
That's
We use them.
Oh, is that right, Plowhawk? Well, there you go.
Hell yeah.
And there's a July special for our audience, and this is a new thing here. You just dial pound 250 from your phone and say Windows. Maybe I should do it right now. I don't know. It's super easy. I haven't tested it, so it might be high risk. But yeah, it's simple as can be. When I was at Renewal by Anderson last week with Cindy, who you may have seen pop in, handing me this hot off the press copy.
Really?
And Mark from Renewal by Anderson, they showed me how it works. So you just dial pound 250. How easy is that? Pound 250.
What are the numbers that you hit?
Pound.
Okay.
250.
250.
And then you say Windows, and then you get more information, or you can schedule a free, no obligation appointment. It's Renewal by Anderson, the replacement division of 119-year-old Anderson Window Company. You can't purchase their windows anywhere except through them. I was there and I saw it firsthand. Their exclusive Fibrex material creates a product 2 times stronger than vinyl. Stronger means less frame and more viewable glass, and that's world-class signature service that is their business model. Renewal by Anderson has the most J.D. Power awards for windows and doors than any other brand and has more 5-star reviews as well. Unlike most replacement window companies, Renewal has 9 exterior color options and natural wood-looking finishes too. It's the nation's best warranty. Free, no obligation design consultations. Did I say free? I did. Free! No obligation design consultations. Call pound 250 and say Windows, or go to RBASTL.com, and here is a July special offer for TMA listeners.
Okay.
Buy any window or door, get the next 40% off, plus an additional $250 off your entire project with no deposit, 0 interest, and no payments for 18 months. It's Renewal by Anderson, new sponsor here on TMA. Just dial pound 250 from your phone and say Windows. Welcome aboard to Renewal by Anderson. It is our Maggie O'Brien's 9 o'clock hour. In 21 minutes, we will have our Design Air Heating and Cooling email today, the morning after at InsideSTL.com. Send yours in 2 weeks from Saturday night. It's Trivia Night at St. Gabriel's, partnering with Friends of Kids with Cancer. And you will get all of your Urban Chestnut beer, all of your Salt and Smoke, and all of your Uncle Leo's included in your $85 ticket to Trivia Night at St. Gabriel's, with portions of the proceeds going to the great people at Friends of Kids with Cancer. It's 2 weeks from Saturday night. And we may or may not have a post-party at the handball courts, kind of on the south side of the park. I would say south.
Yeah.
Guess what you call
But that's
it,
on the down low, isn't it?
It's all right. It's invite only.
All right.
Yeah. So it's a trivia night. You can get your tickets right now, TMASTL.com. You're looking for something to do on that Saturday night, hang out at St. Gabriel's with us and see the banners and have a feast. And everything's included, too. So now you can bring stuff if you want. You can buy 1 ticket. Yeah. You can buy 2 tickets.
Sure, you can.
3 tickets, 4 tickets, 5 tickets, 6 tickets, 7 tickets, or a whole table. 8 tickets. Just go online at TMASTL.com. And Sound Story. Learn is doing a Sound Story today, Iggy, so you might see Learn. Is that 11 o'clock? Is she doing it? What time is she doing it?
11 o'clock.
11 o'clock?
Yep.
Well, I'll see her, probably. Maybe. Don't know.
You know.
Got
You'll stick
progressively,
around now, won't
progressively
you?
worse.
You can book a Sound Story with Learn, mysoundstory.com. With Doug, with myself. Jackson is doing one on Monday. I'm doing one at the exact same time. So, Jackson, I guess you'll record it, and the Plowhawk will be in here with me with the World War II veteran who fought in the Battle of the Bulge.
Pumped.
I can't wait to talk to him. A gentleman by the name of Michael DeVito, I believe, is who is coming in on Monday. Book a Sound Story with me. We are doing, I feel like, I don't know what has happened, but we are getting more and more of these now, and I love doing them. I did 3 on whatever day it was, I guess Tuesday, and I could have done more. Had a family in yesterday, husband and wife. Yeah, Don and Larry, Plowhawk.
Super awesome.
And I'm just like, I know we've already gone an hour and 10 minutes, but I could keep going here with you, but I don't want to, it's the best. I love doing these things. mysoundstory.com, and I'm telling you, if you think about it, with getting it for your parents, grandparents, or just doing it for your children, doing it for your wife, it's something that it's just one of those things that you will not regret doing. I promise you that. I guess I could give you a money back guarantee. Hell, I would.
just because at this point I think I've done about 125 of them. Doug, you've probably done 20, I would say. Lauren's done 2 or 3.
Yeah.
I love doing them, and it's just something that Larry and Donna's son, actually, Plowhawk, sent me an email last
great
night.
too, yeah.
Great guy, John. Sent me an email last night saying I think people maybe think it might be, and I can tell sometimes people are nervous because they're in a radio studio and they think it might be one thing, but it's let me see what he wrote. Afternoon, gentlemen. I wanted to thank you both again for the sound story today with my parents. The whole experience has been incredible. My parents raved about the interview the entire way home today. They had nothing but great things to say about all of you and how comfortable you made them feel during the process. They were so incredibly grateful to share their stories and experiences, knowing that it would be captured forever. You guys have an awesome thing going with this, and my family truly thanks you for giving us a way to hold on to our parents' stories forever. Please extend my thanks for Plowboy as well, and tell Doug to stay cute.
Nice. Well, it'll be easy for me anyway.
Yeah, I love Don and Larry.
You're welcome to use my name if you would like. Thanks again. That's from John McAvoy. So there you go. That's who was in yesterday. Learn has some people in today at 11 o'clock. And you can book yours, book a gift certificate, or just schedule it. mysoundstory.com is where you can get it. The company I started a few years ago. Obviously didn't do much with it during the pandemic, but now we're able to bring people in here to Hubbard Radio, and we will continue to talk it over with people and save the stories with Sound Story at mysoundstory.com. Doug, today could be a significant day in blues history. This might be it for number 91. Jeremy Rutherford writing about that this morning. Could Thursday be Vladimir Tarasenko's final day with the Blues as GM Doug Armstrong and his staff get ready for Thursday's start to the NHL draft in Montreal? Speculation is ramping up that the Blues may be listening to trade offers for the Russian right winger. It may or may not end up happening this week, but the day could be coming soon. A source close to the situation has said several times in the past year that Tarasenko's desire is for the GM to follow through on last summer's trade request, even after his career year this past season. Armstrong has repeatedly downplayed questions about Tarasenko's future at the Blues, as he did earlier this summer. Quote, "I'm not concerned about Vladdy for next year at all," Armstrong told The Athletic. So, could today be the day where the Blues make a move?
Torrey Krug apparently is on the block.
Yeah,
too.
about that.
See his name being thrown out there. Well, those are 2 big salaries for sure.
I think it's a perfect time. I mean,
you say make the move now, Plowhawk?
I would preface by saying I would make the move if they are going to make a significant push for Tkachuk, whether it be this offseason or next. I think that would be the one stipulation. I wouldn't want to trade him for picks. You know, I mean, defensemen, we need depth on there as well. But if you're going to clear that much cap space, I would hope they have a game plan in the next year or so, because I think Matthew Tkachuk would be perfect.
Tarasenko's still only 30 years old.
Correct, yeah.
So you would think he'd have...
He has a lot of trade value.
Some big years left, but he does have that shoulder thing.
I agree with you.
You never know if he's going to play or not.
You look at what he can do in a full healthy season. Granted, I get that the reverse end is, you know, if you do have shoulder issues, there's, 3 or 4 years of a contract that are wasted.
Yeah.
But his cap hit is not as severe as what other superstars are, because he signed his deal, what was it, 3 years ago?
He makes $8 million.
That is, for a 30-plus goal scorer, could play first, second line, I think that's very reasonable for what people are getting now.
Krug has a full no trade, for the record. So that would have to be approved by him. A source close to Krug told Rutherford on yesterday, that the defenseman has not been asked to waive the clause at this moment. So there you go.
Now, we need defensemen bad. So
yeah, they do.
That'd be a tough one to...
You have to get one back if you're going to deal... Either one of those guys, that's probably what you're looking to get back as a defenseman.
Just knowing Armstrong, I expect them to be doing something today. It's just the way that it is.
Yeah, they usually do.
God, I love that guy, man.
Even if it doesn't work out, you respect people making a play at the pot.
Yeah.
I mean, they're realistically the second best team in the league with how they played with Colorado, and they have goalie issues, obviously, with Bennington being out. But yeah, the fact that you're, still looking to trade a Tarasenko and a Krug after, the season you had.
Guys, how's Vladdy's shoulder? Could he possibly be moved to the Cardinals? Maybe do some spot starts going down the stretch. That's from Hammer and Hank.
Oh, they just
But limit the pitch count to about 20.
Call him Vladimir Segrist in the next 6 months.
Oh.
Well, you give Armstrong the benefit of the doubt because he's hit on Most of us.
Yeah, he doesn't miss
This
many.
dude is a Hall of Fame St. Louisan. He needs a statue somewhere. He's unbelievable.
Yeah, you'd certainly be trading Tarasenko at his peak value now.
I agree, man.
He scored 34 this year. The year before, he scored 4.
Right.
The year before that, he scored 3.
And he's one hit away from that thing
Yeah.
being done. I mean, that to me, he wants to move, and his value has increased exponentially from 11 months ago when he requested the trade. To me, as great as he was this year, no-brainer sell. It's just that's it. And plus, it clears that room, for what I would imagine would be a defenseman. But yeah, the Krug thing is an interesting report on that. Doug, what about Ville Husso? Anything's gonna happen there?
Well, he's a free agent, so
You gotta
I
let
think
him
he'll
walk.
go.
You think that'll be the end of that run?
Yeah, because you owe Bennington a pile of money still.
Boy, how the world changed on that perspective
Yeah.
over the last couple of months.
I know.
Well, you still need a good, reliable backup because Bennington does have,
Charlie Sideburns.
blow up
Chuckle
times in the
Sideburns.
regular season. Now in the playoffs, Bennington is the guy you want. But you got to have. I guess Lindgren could be.
They have some
decent.
guys in the minors they like. They have some high draft picks. Hofer, I think.
Oh,
is a guy
Reinhard
they-
Davis.
Reinhard Davis.
His son?
Lubos Partachko. I miss those two. And Ken Wilson a little bit sometimes.
I hate to see Vladdy go, but you got to move him if the deal makes sense. That's from Mrs. Janie Shanahan. Obviously, she's close to multiple players
Yeah.
on the team.
Well, you would only do it if the deal makes sense, for sure.
I know they're trying to.
Well,
They're trying to shop their first-round pick too. So there could be a package deal. See something going down.
You trade him for a defenseman, and they'll probably send Kadri.
I could see them doing that.
Signing Kadri?
I was kidding.
I don't know.
I don't know, man. He would fit nice. I'm gonna say
I don't
it.
think you
I'm just
want
saying it.
I don't think you want him.
I wouldn't want to do it, but
No. Usually they get players we haven't necessarily heard of or know very well, like Buchnevich. When they made that trade, we thought, okay. And then he comes here, and he's a terrific player. I mean, that was a steal and a half.
yeah. Did he have 25 plus? Was he
I
almost
think
at
so.
30?
Yeah.
He's only 26.
Yeah.
Sammy Boy
So
instantly got hurt
Yeah.
immediately when he arrived in New York.
So you got to save your opinions for months down the road because hockey, maybe more than the other sports, there's a lot of guys out there that most of us just don't know a whole lot about on the other teams. They can be good players on the other teams. Unless you're really dialed in, you don't have that much of a perspective on how good the guy's going to be. At least that's how I feel.
I just want to see Matthew Tkachuk in a Blues jersey, man. And if that means trading Tarasenko, saving some cap space, I'm all for it.
Well, now, why would Calgary want Tarasenko for Tkachuk?
Well, I'm not saying that. I meant just dumping Tarasenko's salary to have that money to potentially pay a player like that in the next year or so.
Didn't the Kraken have a chance to take Tarasenko?
Sure. Yeah. He's unprotected. Speaking of unprotected, Missionary gets the shaft as the most boring sex position. But well, how else would you like me to transition to our?
I don't know. I don't know, really. I don't know that there is a decent transition. Maybe take a commercial timeout.
No, we're talking about stick play.
Oh.
That's right. Missionary gets the shaft as the most boring sex position, but it might just be women's new favorite. Doug, this is a new favorite.
Okay.
Yeah, because they don't have to do anything.
After this scientific discovery, researchers at private gynecology clinic New H Medical in New York found that the tried and true method with the male on top of a woman whose hips are propped up by a pillow is the best way to get blood flow to the female parts and achieve orgasm. That's according to a Daily Mail exclusive. Daily Mail has an exclusive on this.
How is a pillow propping anything up?
See if they elaborate. Doctors used an ultrasound scanner to measure blood flow on a test couple as they got in on 5 positions for 10 minutes each, including face-to-face with female above, also known as the cowgirl. Face-to-face and seated, also known as the lotus. Face-to-face with male above, with and without a pillow, also known as missionary, and kneeling with the woman bent over, also known as doggy style. Additionally, according to the scans, face-to-face positions generally enhanced blood flow, leading to better orgasms.
Despite countless guides touting, quote, how to please your man or woman available in the media, the team of researchers led by Dr. Kim Lovey.
I don't trust Lovey. I just don't.
This is fake.
Yeah, these are just a couple of people faking to be doctors.
This is
They
like
can watch people have sex.
dermatologists talking about sex.
That was Lotus, the reverse cowgirl?
This doctor got his
Now,
degree
Lotus-
from Grenada.
Face
that
seated.
medical school.
Plowhawk's going to show you right now.
So I'm the man. You're the woman. I'm like you're on top of me, so your thighs are above my thighs, and I'm holding your back.
So kind of scissoring.
I always called that.
No, because there is a thrust, but you're like straddled over my thighs while I'm like at your butt.
I always called that
let's
the.
stop this. Stop
pushing
those
it
hand motions.
I always called that oyster on the half
I'll be right
shell.
back.
Yeah.
Oyster on the half shell.
Yeah,
That
was
isn't
what
a
I called
bad
it.
analogy.
That was that married lady I picked up in the jazz bar that we went down.
Doug, we have a segue.
Fort Melvin, that was
You
our
got some
favorite
library
position.
She enjoyed the Lotus.
Yeah, but I didn't know it was called Lotus.
I didn't actually know that either, but now that I think about the
You
position,
can always
it makes sense.
you can always make up a name. You just do a city or a region and then a noun. Like you say,
Well, that's a good
I
position.
got a New Orleans turtleneck last night. You got what?
It's a good position because you can
You
see
can just
everything.
make them up.
You can see everything. With guys, it's visual. Girls, they don't need visual. Guys need visual. So that position, Lotus, you can see everything. Look down, you can look up, straight ahead, you see everything.
Stop moving your head in that direction.
No. Yeah. Yeah, Lotus. A little bit too much work for me, but
I'm all for a missionary, but I would be the girl in that scenario.
she would be on top.
I just want to lay there.
Wow, okay.
For a second, I thought
So
we
to
were...
be basically a cowgirl.
Guys, I agree with the missionary position article. It really does work with the pillow propped up. Thanks. That's from Rocchio's Guma.
Oh,
Look, the females just want to get it over with.
Sounds
So,
like a
if
Seattle-
missionary is what you want, that's what you get.
sounded like a Seattle bow tie to me.
Well, if you got a free-form pillow, doesn't it just kind of smash down?
Freeform.
Yeah, where it just kind of, it fits your form, and if you just kind of sit on it, then it's smashed down.
You mean like a memory foam pillow?
Yeah, so it's not really propping anything.
Doug, here comes the Santa Fe slingshot.
Oh, God, yes.
Santa Fe slingshot. James Carlton will take great care of you. I have no segue for that either. When it comes to life insurance, James' team has a simple, non-threatening approach to life insurance. They ask a few simple questions. If you didn't make it home tomorrow, what would you want to happen to your family? Do you currently have plans in place to make that happen? Would you like to see how inexpensive it can be to make sure what you want to happen will happen, even if you're not here to make it happen? Although the worst is unlikely, none of us would leave the driveway without strapping our little tykes into a car seat. Life insurance is no different, although it's not likely you'll make it home tonight. It's not a risk worth taking when it comes to providing for your loved ones. State Farm is the #1 provider of term life insurance in the United States. Call my insurance agent. His name's James Carlton, 314-961-4800. Or apply online at carltoninsurance.net. James Carlton of the Carlton State Farm Insurance Agency, 314-961-4800. Or go online at carltoninsurance.net. If your insurance costs a leg and an arm, call James Carlton. Then I pause, and then I say State Farm. You might be in the market for a new career. Today, if you're working outside, you're dealing with the rain and the heat. The summer heat makes people want to think about getting inside and changing careers. If you would like to do that, then you would need to call Centric. That's right. Get into a career in IT. Centric can train you for that career in just 4 months in IT. Want a career with unlimited opportunity? That's IT. If you want a career where you can work from home, that's IT. You want a career where you don't give an F whether it rains or it's sunny and 99 degrees, that's IT. And Centric can make that happen for you, even if you have no IT experience. If you're not happy with your job, call Patrick Nealon at Centric Training today, and he'll walk you through Centric's hands-on program and show you how they help get you started in your new IT career. And then the only time you'll have to worry about the weather is when you have baseball tickets. So call 314-450-4714 or go to centric.com/STL. That's CENTRIQ.com/STL. Technology is the future, St. Louis. Centric can make it your future. And what you should do while you're here is sit back and, think about it. Go ahead.
Okay.
Now, what do you think?
What are we doing?
Well,
I think that's probably something that I should give more thought to.
The angry old guy sent in his favorite position, which is the Alabama Caesar salad.
Oh yeah.
It hasn't gotten
very,
laid
very
since
popular.
85.
Yeah.
Let's see. I can't read it without violating FCC, but it involves salad tossing.
Oh.
Nice.
Daryl walked into the bedroom and saw Nikki was lying on the bed ready to give him an Alabama Caesar salad.
Oh.
There you go.
I said that yesterday.
You saw that?
No, during my cooking show. I said that, and I had to catch myself and correct myself.
So you're familiar with this term?
No, I just said I was doing the scallops. I said, now I got to go in and toss my salad. And then I said, well, no, I'm going to go in and toss the Caesar salad.
We call that chili cheese nachos in Canton.
Is that what you call it there?
Yeah. Doug, I got a St. Louis special last night. I caught gonorrhea and was shot. Thanks. That's my Crystal City clam hammer.
Did you get T-Rabs?
Mm-hmm. Oh, man.
It's hot.
I thought I had heard gunfire this morning outside my house about 5. Is that really people setting off fireworks at this hour?
Yeah, we had them at like 11. It's like, dude, my dogs are about to bed. Just stop.
Yeah, I can kind of see it at night, but who does it at 5 in the morning?
Oh, trust me, and my landlord pinpointed the house, and we're about to mow at like 7 a.m. right by their place.
You're going to mow it?
No, we're just going to be really loud by their place.
Oh.
No, you got to respect your neighbors, Doug.
Yes, you do.
I didn't have a lot of fireworks this year. Normally I do in my complex. I didn't.
Well, we did. And I was just stunned to hear it at 5 in the morning.
I was watching a Kai, SGO Kai did a video.
Oh, no.
They must have had about $10,000 worth of fireworks in their little street they were on.
Doug, it's a click focused on return on investment, and it always has been.
Mm-hmm.
The SGO family. Guys, I'm selling one of my complimentary pizzas for TMA Trivia Night. Please Snapchat me for pricing. Thanks. That's from Rick and Oz Atomic Bowel Movement at Breakfast John's.
I'll be darned.
It wasn't Breakfast John's. It was Hardee's.
Never having at Breakfast John's.
Not that I know. Rick and I can be. He's in Houston, so I have to want to hit him up.
Now with Salt and Smoke, Uncle Leo's, all kinds of food and beer there. How many people do you think will still come to their table with just sacks?
Sacks so treats?
Sacks of food and chips.
Hey, if they want to, BYO treats.
I know. I'm just curious
treat,
though.
man.
BYOT.
That won't be enough food. They got to bring their own.
Well, maybe you don't want Tom's brisket. Maybe you don't want Uncle Leo, the Miners Boys pizza. I don't know why, but if that's, you know what we say? Some people like some things, and some people like other things.
I say we have a separate contest. We bring a scale, and if you want to be weighed before, we weigh you before, and then we weigh you afterwards, and the person that puts on the most weight
wins a prize.
Gets a prize.
The Walrus Award.
The Walrus Award.
Yeah,
Well, it could happen. I have a scale at home. I could bring that.
Well, my mind's always percolating.
I got a scale too, but only go to grams.
Nice.
Oh.
Nice.
You have to have a certain number of grams?
Kidding, Doug. It's a drug reference. We don't have.
Yeah,
time
I
to
knew
get
it was a
into
drug reference. I was just wondering if it... Is there a certain gram amount that's too much?
That's a good question for those little scales. I don't know.
Well, you had to trust the person you're getting it from, because it usually came in a little piece of paper that was folded up. Then you'd open it up. You don't weigh it.
Oh, that's old school.
Yeah, or in a little vial. So you would be at the mercy of the people you're buying it from, that they actually put a gram in there, and it wasn't a half a gram and a half a gram of baby laxative.
Oh.
Baby laxative.
Why would you pick baby laxative of all things?
That's what they use.
Why?
Why?
That's what they call cutting it.
But why baby laxative?
Because you can't really taste it.
Taste me.
Okay.
It's the same density as cocaine, I guess, and it just kind of mixes in there.
Oh.
I don't know. I'm not a drug dealer. I just did it every once in a while.
Well, you shouldn't have.
Well, it didn't affect me.
Yeah, look at where he is now.
Yeah.
How many times they got me laid?
Doug didn't have a reaction at first.
Do you think that's what did it?
Well, I know that's what.
Wouldn't the other person have had to been on drugs, maybe unconscious, for you to have gotten laid?
Oh, Doug.
No, but back in the day, if you had some coke, hey, let's go party, got some coke. Okay, you knew you were getting laid.
Really?
Yeah, and it made you
offer it to the girl, and she immediately takes her clothes off?
Yeah.
No, there was one time I did it out. I was working at the Breckenridge, and one of the managers...
Chase Richards was there playing the piano in the background.
He was there. He was actually inside.
Absolutely he was.
But one of the managers did coke, and we went outside into my car and did it in the garage, and she took her top off and said, "Do it off my nipples."
Why do you look at me like that when you say that?
He looked for Doug.
I didn't notice he looked over at you.
Waiting for this huge reveal.
Really?
And then at Mark Rosen's wedding, I did some coke before I gave the speech, and that got me laid. Because I was
The
on.
speech?
Yeah, because
The speech got you laid.
I'd done a few bumps, and I was like,
Doug, check out FDR over here.
I was
Bill Pullman.
Yeah,
and Bill
I
Pullman.
killed the speech.
Oh, come on. It wasn't that good.
It was good. Because I'd just done a few bumps, and I was like talkative.
Nice.
And so the women began throwing themselves at you because of the speech?
Yes. The mom actually came up and said, "You need to dance with my daughter."
Oh, you always get hooked up by the parents.
I know.
Yeah, what's up with that?
I know. I don't know what happened, but the mom said, "You have to dance with my daughter."
Just because of the speech.
Yeah, the speech was, "You want to know how I ended it?"
And then how'd the daughter react
I
when she was
love
being
cocaine.
pawned off
How
by
about?
you?
No, here's how I ended it. And you tell me if this wouldn't just get anybody. I said, I just remember the first time Mark and Christy met. Christy told Mark, "You know, Mark, you remind me of the ocean." Mark said, "Why? Because my eyes are so blue?" "No, that's not it. Because my hair is so wavy?" "No, that's not it. Because I'm so calm and serene?" "No, that's not it. How do I remind you of the ocean?" "You make me sick."
Oh, my panty dropper.
Is this a sketch?
Is that a bit? No, I think it's a bit.
And so when she heard that,
Airball.
the mother came dragging her daughter and said, "You must dance with my daughter," and then attempt to impregnate her.
Well, that was just one. That's how I ended it.
Okay.
It wasn't my best part, but that's how I ended it. I was doing like a whole. Who was the roastmaster general back in the day?
Jeffrey Ross?
Jeffrey Ross.
No, back in
Don Rickles.
Doug and
Flavor
our day.
Flav?
Who?
Our day, back in our day.
Dean
Don
Martin
Rickles.
was big.
God, I can't think of his name. He was an actor, but they called him the Toastmaster General. I'll think of it. But anyway, that's kind
Not
of
Foster Brooks.
No, that's kind of like he was a debonair actor. Played-
George
David
Jessel.
Niven?
Oh, you're right. You're close though. It was George.
Jessel?
No, George. Oh God.
Nurse.
George C. Scott.
George C. Scott, Doug.
George
University of Missouri.
I'll think of it.
Hard.
George Raft, maybe.
George Papard.
Anyway,
on the 18.
18, yeah.
anyway, it was a good speech, and the mother just said, "Oh, you're so funny. You have to dance with my daughter," and I did, and I slept with her. And the mom
Did
didn't.
the daughter have any say in this at all?
The mom didn't know that I spent the night there, and she thought I came in for breakfast. And we were at a table that day. All of us were hungover, and
The next day after the wedding.
Yeah,
After you told this brilliant joke.
Yeah, after the wedding reception, and we were all sitting at a table hungover, sunglasses on, drinking Bloody Marys, and I was telling Potter Varley about what happened. I
He
said-
was there.
I
Potter
still got
Varley was
the
there.
shirt.
Yeah, Potter was in the wedding. And it was me, Mark, Potter, some other people. And I told Potter, I said, "God, I couldn't believe how stupid this lady is. She fixed me up with her daughter and then ended up banging her all night. She thought I just came over for breakfast, even though I'd been there all night. Little did she know. Well, I didn't know the mother was sitting at the table behind us. You did what?"
Oh, no.
She was chasing me around that pool.
Oh, chased you around the pool
Yeah,
after
we,
that.
we were out at the pool. Well, it was the country club.
And what was she going to do if she caught you? Hit you? Did she have a rolling pin or
probably
something?
Try to smash me.
So you ran around the pool with the woman in hot pursuit.
I mean, I just kind of ran, and then she kind of stopped. But yeah, this story's really going nowhere.
Well,
sounds like you.
By all means, continue to tell it.
That's what happened. The
Tim
mother was so naive. The mother was so naive
Yeah,
to think
she
that I just came over to have breakfast with your daughter. I was there the whole night.
Brian Henson.
Brian Henson having a big day?
He just, after Iggy dropped that line, he goes, "What the F was that?"
But it was I did those couple of bumps at the rehearsal dinner, and that's what happened.
and that's what did it.
Doug, it's time for the Design Air Heating and Cooling email of the day. These texts are unbelievable.
It took me till 9:45 to bring the show down, so it's not bad.
Oh, God almighty. All right, let's see what we got here. There's Brian Henson and Young. Hey, Jug, let's role play. I'll be Marilyn Monroe, and you can be Ken the creeping time traveler and penetrate my gaping window.
Oh.
No one's even there. Nummy. Thanks. Now hit the sign off. Number one Asian intern Brian Henson, a.k.a. ASMR Mike Ruzioni, in honor of the Miracle on Ice game. We'll be posting a special whisper edition of that famous Al Michaels call. Do you believe in miracles?
Oh.
Swoosh, squish,
Oh, that's
squish.
ASMR.
Yes. The tingles. Email thegrill111 at AOL.com for more details.
Brian Henson.
He gets ASMR.
My name is Brad, but everyone around these parts calls me Bud because that's all I ever drink. Yep, only Budweiser for me. Too many bad decisions with the hard liquor. Say, fella, what do people call you? Who, me? I don't really have a nickname, but using your logic, I guess you'd call me toilet water. Not only do I drink from latrines, I also bathe exclusively in the bidets of local YMCAs. Why would I do that when every YMCA has working showers? Well, I save the shower stalls for group sex with my traveling band of misfits. We call ourselves the YMCA Shower Sex Group.
Oh.
What, since we always meet up there to bang and all? Want to join us? How about as a goof when I introduce you to the other boys in the YMCA Shower Sex Gang, I say something clever like, guys, this is Bud, and this Bud's for you. But then you drop your towel, turn around, spread eagle, and say, don't you mean this butt's for you?
Okay, Bud.
Everyone will laugh at your funny gag right before we all have sex together. Thanks. It's the JV golf coach.
I don't know.
That was hot.
JV golf coach. It wasn't hot.
What's up, fellas? Riveting show today. I really enjoyed the part of the show where a co-host of a 15-minute podcast talks about topics a fourth grade student would cringe at, grills the general manager of the St. Louis Cardinals, who's won 3 Executive of the Year awards, a World Series, and multiple NLCS appearances, about adding a top-tier starting Major League pitcher in exchange for Juan Yepez, who isn't even a top 100 prospect. Anyways, I've got to go rent a motel room at single occupancy, of course, at a nice little spot over by Northwest Plaza so I can pleasure myself to the free porn they offer with a purchase of a one-night stay and try to get Bob Costas on my podcast that I don't have and continue to try to get a response from Mike Ruzioni for the 10th year in a row so I can say he's a close friend and tell more stories that never happened, ever. That's from Dr. Death.
Dr. Death.
Welcome back to the 2020-22 International Playa-Haters Ball presented by that Mississippi River Catch of the Garbage Fish Company. It is with great pleasure to announce that our 2022 Hater of the Year, Ken Strode. This MFer was hating all over town this year and showed some true promise toward being a Hall of Fame hater. Impressed by a local Monday qualifier being the mix for a PGA Tour event, this dude and his index cards have a reality check for you. Intrigued by another local living your dream and having a revenue-generating podcast on one of the biggest media outlets, this dude will hate this one all over Twitter until he shows up in studio. Excited for a longtime friend to be inducted in the Missouri Sports Hall of Fame, this orange ball I hate will guilt you into getting him a ticket and then not only stand you up, but trash your accomplishment for the next year alongside the sign guy. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to go home and put some water in Buck Nasty's mama's dish. Thanks. That's from retirewithiggy.com/give a fish company.
Boy, that's really,
Who was it?
really a great email. A lot of thought into that.
Give a fish company? That's the name of the guy.
Retirewithiggy.com/give a fish company.
Well, none of those
Retire
things are
with Iggy. He's new.
3 lies and hardly a hater.
And finally, who? Me? Oh, hell, I don't know what we're going to talk about on Pepper and Genie, but I can tell you I got a tummy full of bubble guts, and I'm going to have to take a massive poop soon. I guess the 4 Lunchables, family pack of sour straws, and 8 Mountain Dews I had for supper didn't mesh well with the Flintstone chewable vitamin my girlfriend/caretaker gave me before bedtime last night. And look, while we're talking about dainty lesbians with mop-top haircuts, you need to know that they never had names. Names. Doug, they never had them.
No.
Did you hear me? They didn't have names.
Okay.
And that Joey Zucchini guy's a hack. I like him fine, but I don't care for him. And I think he's talentless. Great guy, though. And for you guys texting and saying I'm insulting him, I challenge you to find a single piece of audio where I'm criticizing this hack, slack-jawed broadcaster. Thanks. That's from the preppy guy who went to a concert for a band consisting of 17-year-olds sometime between 1970 and 1995. It's just so hard to pin down the date. I gave one of the teenage girls my T-shirt and went topless the rest of the show. But how about the Hoosiers going sleeveless to the Poison concert last weekend? I'll probably bebop my way into Hewlett's office during my next smoke break during work hours and ask him. I made myself a key for his studio last time I broke in, so it shouldn't be an issue.
That's all his name.
That's all the name.
I'm just going to go with preppy guy.
That's what we have for the Design Air heating and cooling email of the day.
Oh, I don't know.
Got, little mama.
I don't know on this one. I didn't have a check mark by anybody.
Oh, there's a clear winner.
I guess I'll go with preppy guy right there at the end.
Sounds like Jackson let out a sigh.
That's what you think would be the clear winner, but actually the clear winner is because he understands ASMR. I'm going to give it to Henshin.
Wow!
I beg your pardon?
Well, they all sucked. At least he understands ASMR.
Okay.
I'll go with retirewithiggy.com/give-a-fish-company.
Oh, so it's wide open still.
Plowhawk, you're the speaker of the house.
Well, let's end this.
You got to go
do
to the bathroom. You got to go
You gotta go to the
potty, don't you?
bathroom.
Let's just do the fish company guy. And get
Oh, the fish company is one.
Damn it, Lucas.
The Design Air heating and cooling email of the day. Unbelievable. Jackson not happy with the vote of...
Dr. Death was the winner.
Why? He just lied about three things.
No, that was Fish Company.
No, the Dr. Death guy, what did he talk about?
He said he was the one who talked about Bob Costas in the motel room.
Yeah, I don't think it was funny.
Stratum Structural, you got to go, Plowhawk?
No.
StratumRepair.com, 314-620-8153. Go work with Matt Ford and Brett Groman. Tell you what, it gets hot this time of year, and that's when you need to make sure that you are not dealing with foundation issues. If you suspect that you may be, call 314-620-8153 and let Stratum know, and they will come out and do a free inspection for you. And if you let them know you're a TMA listener, you get $100 off your repair project, should you need one. But the inspection is 100% free. It's Stratum Structural Systems, local in Chesterfield, Missouri, and Columbia, Illinois. I am a client. Recommend them wholeheartedly to the audience. It's Stratum Structural Systems online at stratumrepair.com. Call 314-620-8153 and let them know you are a TMA listener and get $100 off your repair project. Stratum Structural Systems online at stratumrepair.com. Time for us to shut it down. Jackson and I are going to go. We're going to walk down the hall.
Oh, are you?
Heads are hanging a little low.
Come and get your whooping.
They should be high. You just guys won the app thing.
That's true. Yep. Dan McLaughlin with us today, right, I assume?
Yeah,
10:45 for Action Jackson and Dan McLaughlin and myself on Balloon Party 101 ESPN. Text in 65780. The Plowhawk and Iggy on Pepper and Jeannie coming up momentarily. For the Plowhawk, for Action Jackson, for Kenneth Iggy Strode, for my brother Kevin, for Douglas Sullivan, Von Tim McKernan. This has been the Ryan Kelly Morning After from the Michelob Ultra Studios.
KPNT FM HD2.